All right, good evening. Today is Tuesday, June 16th. Welcome to a meeting of the Darien Architectural Review Board. My name is Elizabeth Geiger. I am chairman of the board. With us tonight, we have members David Riley, Jamie Stevenson, Kate Polselli, Joe Miro, Alex Lopatensky, Christina Hart, and Anya Janis.
And Dave Humphrey.
And Dave Humphrey, sorry, you snuck in. Sorry, Dave Humphrey. And Joe Miro will be taking notes for us tonight. First on our agenda, we're going to go into old business. We have 3 old business applications. The first one is at 1927 Post Road, which is ARB number 9, 2026. In Viewpoint, it is PL 2624. Hello. You're not new, so you know the routine of introducing yourself and
Good evening.
your role.
Mark Krawczyk with Standard Petroleum. Hervé, when you...
Do you have a favorite?
let's just go to the PowerPoint. Yes.
Hey Mark, how do you spell your last name?
Krauchick.
That's close.
So Mark, since this is a revisitation,
So this
just
is...
go over the changes. You can recap what was asked.
Technically, this is not a revisitation. Well, it is, but it was 10 years ago. This was an approved plan from 10 years ago. It was approved, but the job was delayed, and then we had to go back for our extension. Once the extension was requested, then the town, I don't know who did it or how it happened, they then said, we'll allow you to do the canopy if you put the sidewalk in. And my boss at the time did not like that, so he nixed the canopy and only did the tanks.
Well, in the background, probably members won't know, is that the canopy is over the setback. Setback is extremely deep for this setting.
Correct.
So
The canopy, yes, so we did have to get our variances for that. They did approve the variances. It is closer to the street than yes, so we did get our variances approved for the canopy. What the old plan was to actually have like the blue Valero signage on the canopy itself. We are looking to do just a crown molding canopy, white with 2 Valero logos on both sides. Because this was, I'm not recreating plans. I did not go through architects to redo these plans because we already had them. So my rendering, the picture of the rendering for this station, hopefully we can get it up, is not like professionally done. It is me outside using AI to try and put a crown molding canopy, try to make it as close to the plans as possible.
Okay.
Now, we are building this to the plans. So on the plans, you'll see the strip of the crown molding at the top, and then it has that one bar on the bottom. That is how, that is the, so the engineers for the supplier have not been able to give me an elevation view, an elevation plan for this canopy. That's what I've been begging for the last month, but the engineers needed more time. And today I submitted the lighting specs for the LED lights on the property. Now, yes, we have to do the sidewalk. We agreed last meeting to do the sidewalk, and then for the property itself, there are 2 spotlights on the property. In the front, there's a pole, 2 pole lights, let me say that. There's 2 pole lights. There's one in the front of the property. It is an old, like, drop-down box light. We agreed to go with Darien specs and change that pole right off the one that's on the street and make that the new black LED, or the black pole that Darien requires. The other one that is in the parking, we are going to remove it. Because of the canopy, we'll have enough lighting, so we do not need that light on the side. So there will only be 1 pole light on the property.
Okay, well, yeah.
We have a problem.
The elevator on that?
The
computer is, I mean, I'm trying to see if I can open anything.
No, I can't open anything.
That one is opening, okay, all right.
Can you open things?
So somehow, the
I'm
way
trying.
it's formatted
I have like
Too slow.
that's like the old window that was open, but.
is a different type of document than usual.
You,
Does anybody have it open on the
So
laptop?
I think that's a PowerPoint. If you don't have PowerPoint on your computer, then it won't open because you don't have the right software.
Right, so this does
That
not look
computer.
like it has PowerPoint. So, Joe,
We don't have
who by the way, I don't know, he's not
We
here,
don't have
but young gentleman that was sitting next to me is now just run up to get a laptop. He's our new zoning inspector, newly hired, about like less than a month ago. And if I'm not here, you will cover for me. So, in case I'm on vacation, I don't know. So he will cover for me. So it's his first meeting, is a good introduction to this, where I think, this is the most difficult part of the whole thing. But we also had some issues, when I uploaded everything, it looked okay, except I didn't try PowerPoint. But,
Yeah, it's not, it's
Check
not,
the
it's
downloads
PowerPoint,
folder,
it's
Corbin.
huh?
You check the downloads.
on your mind pulled up.
The what?
You click on the folder icon there, the yellow
This
one.
one?
Nope.
Actually, while we're waiting for that, when I reviewed it, I did have a
With downloads.
observation.
Below desktop.
They're putting the Valero name on the
Down
canopy,
one.
but if I recall, when we
Downloads.
reviewed the mobile
Downloads.
station on the corner of Noroton
Alright,
and
yeah, it
West,
doesn't look like it does.
because we didn't allow them to have signs on the actual pumps. And right now, there are Valero
It's just
signs
not
on
happening.
the pumps. So my question is, since those are existing pumps and have Valero on them, that is signage.
Yes.
Yeah,
And it's repeating the signage on the canopy.
Right.
So
Right.
is there
So
a
the-
conflict here in terms of the allowed signage?
so with what we went through with 805, and I'm sure we'll discuss this next, the reason why last meeting you did not want the signage on the canopy was because I actually have a monument sign, or if there's a pole sign. Currently, there was a pole sign that got knocked down by a storm at the Valero, and it's not there anymore.
Okay.
I did not plan on putting that pole sign back up anywhere on the property, so that's why I was looking to have those two Valero logos on the canopy. So because there is no street sign there, there's no pole sign, that's why I was trying to do.
So
Do we
gas
have
station.
Anywhere else?
I'm
Is there
sorry?
mobile signage anywhere else? I don't recall.
Not that I observed.
Yeah.
Again,
Yeah, I
I'm
think
going
we
by
started
memory
pulling-
right now, but.
pulling, so what was your question?
Is there, so if we set a precedent that no signage on a canopy.
Right, I think we have.
So then I think that's our answer. If
Right.
that's- If that's,
Be
let's be
consistent.
consistent, because
Yep.
it's not fair.
Yeah, that's what I was
Yeah.
concerned about.
And that precedent was set because to your point, the gas stations tend to have signage everywhere on their pumps and stuff like that, that they are
Yeah, there's.
legally need to do, or,
So
But they can put a new pole sign up, no
They could
problem.
put in
New
a
pole
12
sign or a monument, maybe,
Or a mon-
because
yeah.
we did a monument at 805.
Yes,
love your monument.
that's
Yes.
nice.
See?
We don't even have to talk about 805 tonight.
Come on, stay consistent. All gas stations, make them the same.
But regulation-wise, they will have a problem at the Valero because their property line is right at the edge where they got a variance already to have the canopy touch the 0 foot setback.
Correct.
So to put a monument sign, even though it looks like there is room, it's actually the right of way for the post road.
But they
So
had a
they-
pole sign.
The pole sign was actually in between the two dispensers,
No.
so the pole, it hung above.
Oh,
So
okay.
The pole is actually still there, but
they would be
Well, you're
gone,
taking
right?
that.
That would be taken out.
yeah, that's gonna come out, yes, obviously.
Still no image.
So,
We could also.
because there are setback issues, is there another location to put a sign other than?
We have the price sign,
Yep, that goes on the building.
that's gonna be on the building, yes.
I mean, if you guys
I mean-
see, there's two very large Valero signage on the pumps.
Yep.
I mean, obviously, I'm gonna ask for it.
Right.
You're gonna deny me, you're gonna deny me, but.
So I think discussion is just,
I say let's be consistent around the canopies and the
Okay.
signage. If there's additional signage that must happen, then let's talk about it, but that's pretty
Yeah.
loud saying on the
Oh, you have like signage or logos.
Yeah, or logos, right.
I almost want zoning to give them a variance for a
Variance for a
monument.
monument
For a
sign.
monument,
Yeah.
right, to keep
I
everything consistent.
agree.
So, you want me to put that in the letter? We'd support a variance for a monument sign?
I mean, if you approve this tonight, no problems, then I don't need a letter, I won't put the Valero logo on and we can just
Yeah.
Call
go
it,
to.
right, yeah.
Okay, well, the other, so you're taking down which of the two lamps, the current lamp
So
signs?
the one that's in the parking lot, there's,
Sorry, this is until we get there. You know, you wanna go walk home?
so
HDMI.
this pole light will remain, this is the one that's on the
I
road.
need,
There's one over here on the side. This one actually right here, that one we're gonna take down.
The one on the poster, it's gonna be on the black.
The black, the one,
Yeah.
yes, the same specs that you guys have, it is
it's
the
okay.
exact same one that,
It's a town pole,
the-
it's a town
yes.
pole.
yes,
Okay,
the
beautiful.
exact same one that you guys have.
All right,
But-
take that down. Okay, my only other question, that everybody had for you, I have to take notes, I've just said that back to you. Only other question everybody had is like, if the board saw this, the proposed,
Yeah, the rendering itself. Now, it's not, like, I'm sticking by the plan, exactly to the plan, I'm not going by an AI. That is just to give a
This is-
visual.
this is AI.
look. Yeah.
okay,
that's-
just
that
here's,
is broad
so these
outline.
details are not there at all. This trim, it's a completely simplified,
Correct.
no trim, flat, essentially.
But one of the other drawings does show
No,
a
there's-
section for the
It shows-
plan canopy, correct?
Correct, the plans itself that have
Yeah.
been submitted,
Yep,
it shows that there's the crown molding on
One
it.
crown at the top and then.
Yeah.
most
And a
of the
very
flat.
square piece at the bottom. It's not as detailed as that.
Yeah, I was
Yeah, I
able
saw
to
that.
interpret
Me
it.
too.
Yeah,
it's not it.
yeah, I think the intent is
not it.
represented in the.
Oh, yeah.
In the render.
It's in the top left corner.
Yes, yes, I had looked at it.
I'm okay.
Yeah, fine.
Okay, yes, this one right here.
Right.
I wish it was a-
And your lighting is gonna be 3,000 Kelvin?
Yes.
Everybody, did it work? The PowerPoint?
It'll be ready in 13 minutes.
In 13 minutes?
We don't need it.
No,
Okay.
it's okay. I mean, sorry, but
Okay, so members,
Oh, yeah, it's
so
all 3,000 Kelvin.
it's downloading the app.
in the lights, the light plan you put up there, there's 4 lights under the awning,
Yep.
okay? And they're all,
Those specs, because it's it's not one specific setting on those lights. So you can adjust those lights. They will be exactly what the town of Darien requires, yes. But those lights were submitted today,
Yeah.
in the proposal, yeah.
3,000. Excellent.
and they're adjustable? Interesting, like they can dim?
Yes, I think, well, it's not on a dimmer, but you can set the lighting setting as to,
Like the
The
number of
brightness,
lumens, yeah,
yes.
yeah.
is there 5, John, or 3 settings? 4.
Okay, so I have in here that you're doing, okay, you're adding large white canopy, do you have the specs by chance?
Off the top of my head,
No.
I do not, they should be in those plans.
Okay, large
I
white
think
canopy.
it's 15 by 21.
Okay. And you propose signage on it, the board is rejecting that signage on the canopy.
Correct.
Okay. 4 lights under the canopy, 3,000 Kelvin, adjustable. 2 pole signs being removed, the one on the lawn's gone for good, the one on the street is being replaced by a town pole light.
Correct.
And the board is saying that they would support if you want to come back later for a monument sign, that's of appeal, you guys can approach that. Sound good?
Sure.
If you miss us, come on back.
I'm just gonna hopefully stick with the building
Okay.
sign that's in that plan as well. There are 2 there. I
Okay.
personally like the one on the left. If you look at,
Well, the one that's on there, if you're looking at the facade, the one that's on the right?
the one
Your
on,
mock-up, or did you have 2 different designs?
What building signs?
so here, is that the actual building sign itself? Oh no, the one on the right. No, the one on the left, the person that had it on. It's going to be installed on the building right there.
In the, between garage.
Correct.
Yeah, So you have
Oh, yeah,
two different, you have two different.
There's two
design
different-
options?
Yeah, with
I'm
the-
giving you guys the
font
option.
size was smaller on one than the
There we go.
Go all the way down to the last,
Nothing more
beautiful.
stressful than what George just did.
Joe, you're an ace. Can you go to the last slide, Joe? Now that you've
Thanks for
There.
coming.
hacked into
Thanks.
CIA's.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah, it's nice.
Oh, yeah, last, definitely.
Like stretch.
okay,
Yep.
okay.
the.
All right,
Yeah, the left.
unanimously to the left.
No, sorry.
If you go up, you will see the profile. There's the drawing of the profile.
So left one, the smaller font. Also, can you please tell your tenants that they need to reduce their window signage to 10%?
Yeah,
They've got a lot of stuff up there.
there's a lot of old stuff that was
Yes.
there, and he has every intention on pulling.
It'd be great.
Yeah,
It needs
that's
some
fine.
sharpening. I
No,
think
no,
it's
no,
it's
absolutely.
holding him back, quite honestly.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, good. I'm gonna put that in our letter though.
That's
as part-
fine.
As part of the approval.
Yeah,
Okay. Anything else, ladies and gentlemen? No, okay. All right, that's good. Favorable report with those changes. I'll give you a letter. Okay, next up, we've got ARB 29, 2025. This is also old business in Viewpoint. It's PL 25-132. The address is 805 Boston Post Road, and this is yet again another lovely gas station. Standard Gas. So please introduce yourself for the record.
yeah. Mark Krawczyk, Standard Petroleum. I'll give him a second. There was questions that were sent out where I believe you wanted to see the Shell logos on the canopy, but I think we don't need to have that conversation. We're good.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Yeah.
The big question was obviously just the monument sign. They reduced it and made it square and put it on. Now, the rendering is showing brick. That is the best they could do. That is not, the stone is going to match what is going to be on the building. Yes. So it's not gonna be brick, but it is going to be the stone that matches on the building.
I've never had this much trouble. Thank God you have a backup here.
Well, this, the first time this happens, I mean, our IT guy was here earlier, there was a problem with the computer, I don't know if the PowerPoint app or PowerPoint program software has disappeared, but we've never had any issues here.
Yeah.
So now we can't see this, because this is also the same type of thing.
Oh, because they're all PowerPoints?
It's another PowerPoint, so we're gonna have to go to the agenda and then put it here.
There we go.
See?
But there's, what's the stone? That's stone.
This looks like a field stone.
What do you?
Anybody else has PowerPoint tonight in the, Kevin, do you have any, is it PowerPoint in your thing or just regular?
Just
graphic, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Ani, you're pulling it up, right?
Yeah,
I have downloaded this beforehand, so.
Oh, Jamie's got it pulled up. I just need my computer. Beautiful, Jamie. That's great. Okay.
Yeah,
So that's the brick on the bottom.
but it's gonna match.
It's going to match, it's not gonna be brick.
It's not gonna be
on the-
brick.
It's not gonna be brick.
That's the
Not
only
the red.
stone that Shell could do in their
Oh,
renderings. It is going to be the stone that is going to be put on the building. It is not going to be brick.
Okay,
Nice.
okay.
I like it.
Consistent.
And proportions are
Yeah.
what we
Looks
discussed.
good.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
yeah.
And it's, do we say it's lit or not lit? I think-
It is not
Yeah.
illuminated. It
Okay.
says non-illuminated in those plans.
Okay. I think that was it. No signage on the awnings.
No,
Okay. Okay.
Are there two different light sconces?
You did, okay.
Oh, yes, we did
oh,
choose
yeah,
light
yeah,
sconces.
yeah,
And
you're
you
right,
thought
you're
we
right.
were
I'm
something
sorry. I was
else.
like, I thought there were more
Yeah.
slides to that. I mean, we had discussed the black sconces. There was 3 of them. I didn't really like the third one, so there's only 2 now.
There it goes.
Nice, Joe. Nice, Joe.
That's what page you want.
This is one.
The one with the sconces.
Yeah, you can skip that. Yeah, so that, the previous is the front elevation. You guys had requested to see the front elevation.
Yeah,
See
that's
the
nice. You
sign.
guys did a good job adjusting the
Um,
proportions. Considering.
So this is one set of sconces. Personally, I know you guys had said you liked the black, but I think with the stone and Shell's images, I actually think the bronze looks nicer. I think the bronze would play nicer with those colors.
Same thing, but bronze.
Well,
It's
one's
it's
bro- the
it's
other one's
actually
bronze, the-
brass.
Oh, it
What
is.
yeah, it's actually that one. Yeah.
I like it.
Okay.
I like it too.
Yeah, it's
I-
softer.
I like it.
But it's just a matter of, do you like this light or
Or the other
What's
one,
the other one?
the next one?
This one is the other one.
it's more square.
And it's
I like the
It's
first one.
debatable.
Me too.
I like the first one too.
yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Say that, I agree.
I think I like this one because it sort of mirrors the roof line,
I like them both.
It's not as
so
heavy.
but they're both very.
Yeah.
It's not as heavy.
They're both 24 inch.
Depends on first.
Yeah.
I think in the notes from the last time, there was a question about whether 24 was gonna look too small on the facade, and
Yeah.
whether 30 inches would be better, but I personally don't have a problem with the 24 inch
That looks fine.
in terms
What
of
did you
scale.
draw in on the elevation? Do you know?
What is the?
What's the
What's
size?
the size of the sconce on the elevation?
I can't give that.
So you don't know if it's,
I can't give that exact.
And this is 24 inches.
I'm sorry. I'd have to call the architect.
Okay.
yeah.
It looks,
Yeah, it looks, I mean, it looks close.
Yeah, that's close enough.
So,
I would-
sorry, Liz, sorry to, we were
Yes.
so caught up in this. The first one from Valero, is it an approval?
First one's a
Which-
favorable report,
favorable
but
report
with the
some
denial
condition?
of the logo on the
Okay.
canopy and noting the changes in the poles, light poles, one removed, one swapped with the town pole. Approve the wall sign,
Okay.
and the condition is that they remove the marketing posters and reduce the window coverage to 10% as well.
Okay. All right, so that's gonna be in the minutes for us, for the general.
Yeah, thanks, Irving. Okay, so we're gonna go with this one, the bronze on the left, right, sound good, guys?
Yep.
Okay, favorable report for this one.
Thank you.
Next, ARB 18/2026, in Viewpoint, it's PL 2653. We are going to Rhone at 1080 Boston Post Road. This is also old business. Mark, you're coming back though. Hey, good to see you. You're here.
I'm here.
See, this is why we had to reject the last one, so you can come in and visit.
Graduation over?
Graduation's over. Yep.
Yep.
We made it. He was in the last group, so. All right, this feels like a little bit of overkill, but I did prepare a little speech.
Will you introduce all the parties for our
Yeah, so my name is Meg Checkitz. I've got Meg Zeminski here, who runs our visual design. We've got James Ranges, who's been with us for over a year now and runs our architecture and projects. And then we have our advisor, Arnie Cohen, who was the first retail employee of a small retail brand you may have heard of called J. Crew. He was also the president of J. Crew. He's been with us as an advisor. He likes to say he's my intern, which is not accurate.
That's my title.
Yeah. All right, I'm going to read this. Again, it feels overkill for this small of a room, but I'm going to do it anyways. My name is Nate Checkitz. Some of you I know personally, and to all of you, thank you for the time, care, and thoughtfulness you bring to serving our community. I would also like to recognize David Genovese, whose vision for the Corbin district is helping create something that I know will positively shape Darien for generations to come. For those of you who don't know me, I actually, don't hold this against me, grew up in a neighboring town called New Canaan, but I now call Darien home. I grew up singing Christmas carols at God's Acre, asking girls to the Mayfair, watching 4th of July fireworks at Waveney, and shopping sidewalk sales on Elm Street. But today, my 3 boys are growing up paddleboarding at Pear Tree Point, attending the Tokenique Pumpkin Carnival, watching outdoor movies at Wheat Beach, exploring the Great Island, and hopefully spending time at the Corbin district for years to come. I love this area. I feel incredibly fortunate to be raising my family here. In fact, I came here directly tonight from my son's graduation at Middlesex Middle School. A reminder of just how quickly these community moments become long-term core memories. 12 years ago, my brother Ben and I co-founded Rhone. While we are known for our performance clothing, our deeper mission is to inspire people to build stronger mental fitness and lead more active lives. For us, that mission begins with community. Across our 22 stores currently, we will host more than 250 community events this calendar year. We have built programs centered on healthy living, personal growth, and connection because we believe that a brand should contribute something meaningful to the places where it operates. Here in Darien, we have had the privilege of working with more than 20 high school interns. We have employed local residents in our stores. We've supported athletic programs, sponsored community races, and participated in conversations around youth mental fitness. In fact, one of my proudest accomplishments was bringing the Darien and New Canaan football teams together for a dinner before the Turkey Bowl, which will celebrate its 100th year this year. We are deeply invested in this town. I am deeply invested in this town. And that is why I chose Darien to be the home of Rhone's global flagship store. This project is more than a retail location to me. It is our opportunity to create the physical embodiment of what this brand stands for, a place that represents our brand at its very best and serves as a gathering place for this community. We expect people from across the country to visit this location to experience the future of our brand. It will be our biggest store. The design decisions we make here will influence how Rhone represents itself in major cities for years to come. Because of that, every detail matters to me. This is not simply an investment in a store, it is an investment in this town. It is a statement about what we believe this community deserves and what we hope to contribute to it. We believe the design before you tonight honors both the vision of the Corbin district and the character of this town. We have listened carefully to your feedback and incorporated many of your suggestions. Thank you for making it better. But at the same time, we feel very strongly that this direction best reflects the long-term vision for our flagship and all the stores as we expand across the country and hopefully beyond. We hope that years from now, the storefront will feel like it has always belonged here, that it will become part of the fabric of Darien and a source of pride for this town we all care so deeply about. Thank you for your service, for making projects like this better through your stewardship, and for your consideration this evening. I'll just end with and just to be clear, I am very intentional. I do not use AI when I write things like this. This is exactly from my heart. I really do care that this store is a representation of our brand. And I've spent a lot of time with this team. We are so lucky. I mean, man alive, I just need to get out of the way and let them do their work because we have amazing people who work here. We've moved people from Manhattan to this area, and we're about to move office locations for the 5th time in our 12-year history because we keep growing, which is a good problem. But I just wanted to be here so that you could know how important this is to me. So with that, I'll turn it over to Meg and James, who will do the detailed work that they have worked so hard on.
Thanks, Nate.
Thank you. Over here so I can see the screen. All right. Yeah, we can move ahead to the next slide. Again, this is just showing the store facade changes in context with the greater Darien facade across Post Road, and the side-by-side comparisons from the original Baywater proposed storefront to when we were here last month to what we're showing today begins on slide 4. If we could just jump right ahead to there. So again, just for context, this is the original presentation that Baywater brought up, the approved Corbin district design. Again, Rhone is only established here through the work mark. There's no brand identity for us to really drive home and bring home to our investors, to our board, to our customers, to our community. So as you move on to the next slide, you'll see on the left, we split them up this way so you can see a little bit larger what we brought to you last time and what we're bringing to you today, which I'll pass over to Meg for those comparisons.
Yeah, great. Thank you, guys. So thank you for the opportunity to show you a side-by-side here. I think what we realized in going back and looking at the materiality after our last review was this rendering to the left was not an accurate representation of how the material actually shows up. So the one on the right is much more representative. It's a much brighter white stone, much more in keeping with the top part of the building. And then in addition to that, what you're seeing is we've reduced the striations in the stone, and that's in keeping with our strategy to really hand select, which we're going to go into more detail with you on slide 8 there. And then of course you're seeing the structural updates we added in response to your feedback, which we're going to talk about now in more detail. So we've modified the total storefront with these awnings. And thank you so much for your feedback from last time. This is in direct response to, what you spoke about in terms of really staying in keeping with the colonial architectural nods of the rest of the center. And we really feel that this awning really actually creates a more harmonious approach while still allowing us to protect that piece of brand identity that we so strongly identify with. And it tones down and helps mitigate the impact of the stone. And so really what you're seeing here is that evolution, and we're really excited about the awning. So thank you for pushing us, because we really feel that it adds something really special to the building, and is a great lever that we're going to be able to pull in centers across the country. Yeah.
We are, and now back to the previous slide, we were receptive to the understanding that we can't have the word mark on every single awning. That counts as facade size, so we did reduce it. We were very passionate about bringing the captain stitch, which is Rhone's trademark, back to those awnings in such a grand way. So we were very excited to lead with this presentation, which really emphasizes, again, the Rhone brand that's going to be, to us, the pillar of Darien on Post Road. And then the next slide is an alternate version, bringing those captain stitches down. Still visible, a little bit less impactful, but we did want to present alternate versions for your consideration here as well.
Yeah. Any response to the large versus small on the awning there?
Let's go back a little bit before we even look at the awnings. Let's talk about the texture of the larger building.
Sure.
So you're proposing, it's a veneer marble, correct?
Yes.
So it's
Veneer.
a
Porcelain
porcelain
tile,
tile,
large-
Yeah, it's a large
format.
slab.
Porcelain
Yeah.
large format.
Yeah, so when you say stone, it's not stone, it's large format porcelain.
Fair.
What are the
Correction.
sizes? How large is it?
These are going to be, I believe, 4 by 8 at the small. So they're large format tiles.
Yeah, the intention is to create a seamless look across the entire facade. All of the striation will line up, and it'll feel really like one cohesive larger piece. Again, we've lessened the striations. We're looking for something that feels much looser and just really clean. We don't want to interact negatively with the word mark. We heard you there. So just really taking an artistic approach to the stone.
And not only for this location, but for the other stores that will have this storefront, which we're currently designing with our architect. It's a very prescriptive stone porcelain selection.
Yeah.
We're working with multiple stone yards to ensure that we get the results that you see on the right, and it's not just purchase the stone and you end up with what you see on the left.
I think the important thing to state here is this is, as Nate said, this is our global flagship. If he didn't live here, this would not be a global flagship and we wouldn't be building this brand new store. But the storefront is going to be uniform across. So whether it be here, whether it be in Dallas, whether it be in Austin, whether it be in LA, that component of it is going to be the brand signature.
Well, in some way, the porcelain tile will allow you to do that more accurately. Because once
Yes.
you have
Yes.
established that.
That's why we're going to, that's why we're going to
Exactly.
cancel the
The
Yeah.
component.
I appreciate, and I love sort of the big idea of the brand and how you're trying to bring it to life here. My objection really is the monolithic stone facade. It's still the same objection I had last time. To me, you mentioned character of the town, the colonial nature of this development. And yes, the awnings help for sure, love the awnings. I would still like to see a smaller approach to the stone feeling, whether there are more pronounced joints, so that it mirrors more your inspiration imagery at the end of your deck. This sort of the more quaint, not the right word, but no, I don't know. Maybe it needs to be broken up. So I know the original facade was white and was pretty monolithic as well.
Yeah.
But there was texture to the siding where, yes, the lines show a pattern. It still feels like a big piece of stone that I don't see in colonial architecture. I don't see it in small character facades. So I'm really struggling with the look. That's my takeaway.
I'm thinking, stemming from what you're saying, can we look at the original, right there?
So
See how we have the molding details?
It breaks up.
It breaks it up, so imagine if we had like the molding detail there and then the stone facade down.
But
On
it-
just-
it-
on pillars.
Excuse me for one
Yeah.
second.
Good.
The original wasn't really where we were. It was a generic placeholder to, in keeping with the
Sure.
development to get in front of you. But it doesn't really represent the brand. And what we're trying to do is we're trying to sort of mold, which is why we added the awnings and why we've gone to the lighter stone and why we'll hand select. We're trying to fit in, but our brand still needs to be our brand. And the identity that we push, not only here, but across the country, is really important. So this one for us was a placeholder, was not our active consideration.
I don't think I'm suggesting to go back to this.
Okay. No.
My objection really is the monolithic nature of the porcelain. To me, it doesn't speak to, small town character. It certainly doesn't speak to the character of this development, which is sort of pedestrian friendly, pedestrian scale. If you go back to, it's at the end of your deck, your inspiration imagery, all those facades, they all are very unique, right, for the brand, but they all have, thank you for moving it down. Yeah, so there's even rag and bone, right, even though that's one color, you're still seeing joinery, maybe that's ephes, maybe that's not even stone, but you're still seeing joinery that brings that, to me, the scale down a little bit. And I don't know, I know how porcelain tile works. I'm sure you could work with these manufacturers that you're working with to create the pieces so that there is joiners, there is maybe even reveals of some sort, so that it gives it a little bit more of a softer, less
So I think you can
mall-like
accomplish,
feel.
what the original intention was, but with your materials. By what Alex is saying, maybe doing, where to go.
I know.
And Alex, I hear you. I think the challenging thing for us is this is a look and presentation that we need to exist in multiple markets, right? And so if we adjust it for just this town, then this is literally where we're bringing everyone. And the very first time David pitched me on this project, he said, we want to bring the coolest things that are happening in New York into our town, because let's face it, you go to other towns in this area, it doesn't feel that way. It feels like everybody's watered it down. And so I thought the feedback on the awnings were so great, I was like, I want to put this everywhere. I like the blend, but to me, I hear you on the stone, it doesn't feel quaint New England, but it does feel very appropriate for who we are as a brand, and I think we can make it work so that you can kind of get that blend of both worlds. I don't think adding in joinery into porcelain is going to help. In the end, it feels like it's neither.
I don't want to be your designer, so it's just, I'm reacting to what I'm looking at. And there's another solution, and I will say, we're not unique as a town in having our attitudes around what the architecture on the outside looks like.
Yep.
So I can almost guarantee you're going to be facing this in other places as you expand.
Yeah.
So you will likely not have the same look in every place, and I think that's okay. Your brand, you've got brand identity here. I'm actually reacting to your brand on your signage, on the awnings with the logo, on where you're opening up the facade and you've got a canopy so you've got bits of your brand that is speaking to me. I'm just reacting to the one piece
To
on
the
the facade.
Yeah. I think the Russell will have, and unfortunately been doing this lots of years. I think the Russell will have is, in fact, this will be our storefront, and as we roll out, we will standardize that, and that'll be a component of where we go. So to Nate's point, when it becomes very hard when you bring people in and you say, this is our store, this is our flagship, but our exterior in your place is gonna look different than this.
But I also,
And if it wasn't a
I actually
flagship,
don't
it might be a different
I
story.
also wondered whether there's an opportunity to use something as simple as a joint to blend with the structure that you're sitting below. Like, the monolithic nature isn't represented on the other facade, so you're taking that stone pattern, which I remember from the first time you presented this, was an incredibly thoughtful story behind why you chose this type of stone pattern and what it meant to the brand. So I can totally get behind, and I really like kind of the, you know, adventurous is probably not the right term, but like, you know, uniqueness of the facade.
Yeah.
I can also, you know, agree with the monolithic nature of it. You know, it does look slightly out of place, but there again, if this was on a different building, it would probably fit in
Yeah,
great.
I-
But on this facade that we're looking at with what's above, could there be a little tweak, such as a joint? That
And is
helps
that
your-
beyond the bronze fascia cat that we show? Because
Mm-hmm.
it's covered by the
That's-
dashed
yeah,
line here.
Yeah.
That's,
Go back
for
to
me,
the-
Can we go back?
that's
to
where I'm
that?
having some issues.
Yeah.
There we go.
So I guess
And
Because
I'm
we're
not
really
as,
creating delineation there with that intentionally, right?
Right, yeah, and I think you need it based
You
on the
definitely-
difference.
And that was
Right,
the feedback
right.
we heard last time.
Yeah.
How do we create that delineation?
I
Delineation.
guess, is the monolithic nature of the stone also an important part of the brand? Or is that just, you feel, the best representation of how that stone sits in the facade? And if it's more important about the stone, again, you know, I mean, you couldn't really look at it unless there was a, you know, a different rendering to show what it might look like. Because I think the other facade, you do have some joints to add a little bit of.
I think the continuity of the stone is so important, right? You guys heard my whole impassioned spiel last time about rivers flowing and you know, the chemical, the chemical reactions that create the striations and all that good stuff. But the fluidity of the stone is so important. So it really feeling like one piece is a huge part of the design element.
So, sorry, go ahead.
I think you can get there without doing too much more. I think that image right there is getting a little bit closer
Yeah.
to some small differentiations, some plane changes, still having all the same materiality, but just that simple indentation where the Rhone is, if you could apply that to the entire facade, it can still be very contemporary with a nod to what else is going on
Yeah.
in the whole, you know, colonial look.
Yeah, I think what's nice about this elevation is that you've got the pilasters on either side of the center going all the way up to your band. And there's texture there, right? There's scale differentiation.
But we do have that in the storefront, because on both sides of that jut out, we have that same texture. It's just the center part that we're applying to stone. So we are accomplishing that in different.
It might be hard to see.
This
that.
is not,
think
this is not stone. This is that same
It's like
material, but
12.
it's.
Travertine,
So it's
yeah.
like 12, it's trying to show a little
Right.
bit,
Yeah.
but it's hard to tell because it's very white.
Right,
So-
but this is not stone.
Oh.
The stone is
It's
only
just the
this
bump out.
center
And
part.
we
And to
responded from the
mitigate
last
that,
time.
Yeah.
change that,
to
though.
mitigate that, what we've done is we've gone lighter with less striations. We've added the awnings to do that. We've tried to do everything we could to mitigate, I wasn't here for the last meeting, but to mitigate the objection to that material, which is so relevant and important to
So
our
what is
brand.
the
What is the
material?
material?
Yes.
So that is travertine.
Travertine.
So that's travertine, and you've got more joinery there.
Correct.
Yeah,
Right.
and the bump out actually, we kept going back to the rendering going, man, this rendering keeps making the bump out feel large, but I just drove down the post road
It's-
and I almost took a picture just to say, hey, let me flash in the room, because it really is, it's a small
highlight point.
space. It's what, how many feet is the actual bump out?
Across that
Across.
is about 20,
20
24.
feet,
Yeah.
I think we said it was, 20 feet. So it is a relatively small
It's a box.
space. right? And then the expanse is the travertine, which really frames it, and that is that neutral stone that you're feeling
It's
on
the
the
same
side of
thing
the
that you
building.
feel on the side.
That wraps
It's very
around.
misleading.
Right.
Can you go back to the elevation where it's in context to the other
Yeah.
architecture? I think it's one of the
Maybe
first
the
Sure,
side,
slides.
number
or
two.
the first one?
Yeah,
Yes.
So
Slide
that would be
two.
slide 2.
And I got really excited when I saw it with the awnings added in context, because you see Millie
There-
has
okay,
those
so it
great
is
black
kind of
awnings.
standalone.
So really, all you're looking at here for the stone is
Just that.
just that center space. The rest
Right.
is that neutral travertine that wraps around.
And we tried to mirror that on the side, but you can't because you only have that one
Yeah, it's-
section, so
it's-
that's why
didn't-
we put the stone in the middle like that.
Yeah, yeah.
And we played around with a lot with the architecture. We just do the travertine on columns, do we go take it, but as you pointed out, taking it all the way up kind of frames it, right? You can't do that in the center section. We tried. I mean, we spent a lot of time on it.
On
It
that,
just
so you
doesn't,
tried to
it
do the
doesn't,
travertine
it
to
doesn't
the top?
look
We
as good.
did,
Yeah.
yeah.
Because then you have travertine all the way coming in, and it just, you lose kind of the whole message of it.
It's like, it almost, it wants to be this way, right? As designers, we're always like, design to the function of the space, and David gave us this beautiful bump out. And it like just calls for this special moment. It's really elegant. The stone is super subtle and really, really elegant, and it's framed beautifully. And I think, yeah.
So if you go back to the image that has the awnings,
Mhm.
again, yeah.
Yeah.
Just to note, it would have been helpful to have a piece of the porcelain.
Yes.
Do you
Yeah,
have that?
we can give you a piece.
Voila.
This is
There
the
you go.
travertine and
Yeah.
that's our porcelain.
And truly, like, I think too, that thank you for the note on adding the awnings, because the fact that we're placing the awnings over the bump out and across the entire storefront really gives you that symmetry, and it allows for the even more blending, I think, of this material across the travertine, right? So it does give you that really cohesive feel, and it does minimize the impact of the
Right.
stone. It really integrates it beautifully.
One question I have, and I'm not as bothered by the monolithic aspect. I think a joint, like horizontally, would be helpful. But it's also the transition to the clapboard above, you know, with that bronze band, which as the travertine, because that's set back, maybe that's okay, it's a little bit more subtle, but that being so prominent, has there been any exploration as to a more, like a stronger element or a stronger band, or even a crown molding or something to, you know, you're distinguishing this entry bump out, but it's carrying that same band that, to me, it's, the transition is just kind of, bleh, you know, it's just,
I think
yeah, we got, you know, we put a line there, now we're going to the
There's room to play.
That's it, there's-
If we're not so that band is there to handle the transition from the traditional to
Transition,
ours.
yeah.
Yeah, I just
That
don't think
band,
it's
that
successful.
band is not critical to our brand identity, it's for the site location, so I think we could play with that.
Absolutely.
And like I said, it doesn't have to be the same going all the way across, I think distinguishing it on that bump out.
Is it the
would
color,
be-
is it the
would be an
style, is
opportunity.
it the?
Just the fact that it's just a line, that the fact that it's not really, it's not a transitional element in my mind. I think it's just a stopping point and a starting point. It's not taking an element like from above and using it to step up to this very traditional second and third floor.
That's a really good observation. Look at that's part of why I'm struggling with the.
We could accommodate that.
Yeah. Because I think it's true, you do see a lot of, like, when a flagship goes in, right, to an existing space, they're gonna, and there's residential above, they do just change the facade below and residential exists, but that break is a really important moment to say, okay, now we're telling this brand story here, so.
We could certainly task the architectural firm to come up with something else that would be more meaningful. I think we would explore the bump out, we'd also explore all the way across, so you could have some options. But again, that's not integral to the brand and the brand identity. It's a transition piece, so.
That was an attempt
Not
to
possible.
respond to the transition.
last color.
I mean, between these three, I don't even want to guess how many stores between the three of you. How many
No
are
idea.
open.
Did you guys try to keep the center going up as high as you have in your rendering, but then the two parts that are travertine have the travertine stuff short so that you get a central element that has a larger scale, and the wraparound in travertine is like 2 foot lower? So
We
that
did-
you would, I know you have Rhone sign on each
We
side.
didn't, and part of
Did
that
that
was the
work at
Rhone
all?
signing, but the other part was we wanted, what we were really trying to do was stick with the integrity of the existing spaces in the other buildings, so we were respectful of that proportion,
Mhm.
so.
Well, like here, it's giving you the
Yeah.
2 breaking points if you were to play with that.
I think some of that is just the visual
Yeah.
ways for the visual.
Yeah.
But one of the things that if you look at, if you can go back one slide, one more, go forward.
The double
Yeah.
view.
Originally, this rendering, I really liked the feedback that you guys gave because one, we wanted to brighten it up. But we were trying to get the green in there because that's a huge part of our brand identity. So by moving the porcelain or the stone to a more white with much less striation, we bring the green out through canopies, which I just think, I love it. I thought it was really good feedback.
Yeah.
And helps with the legibility of the
Yeah.
bronze
Yeah.
of the storefront sign.
Yeah.
That's
You're
what
all,
we
you're
have
all hired.
on that.
One other comment, well, actually a few other comments. As it wraps around, having the captain stitch on the side, to me, that, especially with the canopies, I just don't see that as.
You
Yeah,
mean
I
this
think,
side of the bump out,
Yeah,
that little
yeah,
like
it just seemed like,
nod?
it
Yeah.
just,
Like
oh,
on
we
the
can
next
just,
slide.
That's
We can-
exactly my reaction.
It's actually
On the slide 10.
slap it on here too, you know?
Yeah.
That was in the
There
original
we go.
rendering
Yeah.
when we didn't have the canopies, but I don't think it needs to be there.
It doesn't,
Yeah,
definitely
we can
don't
do that.
We can delete it, not a
Yeah.
problem.
And another, sorry to keep going, but if you go further down, there was like that little, there was some window clings or something that I felt were
so
inappropriate.
slide 11,
Slide 11.
Keep going.
no, slide 10,
That
yes.
one.
Oh, these, yes.
Right, so-
I had the same reaction, but I know, and there's gonna be a presentation.
Yes.
Correct.
Larger conversation,
Yes.
right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
And
those
would-
are
would
views
both-
into our stock
would
room and
both-
restroom.
Both windows be part of the larger program, so this is just a placeholder for the time being?
Yeah.
Okay, so both, yeah, I wasn't sure if it, because I knew the one that was
Yeah,
set back
the
was
setback is in the
part of that.
Correct.
They're both,
That's-
they're
Both
both,
of them will be?
Yep.
Okay.
they're both
Yeah.
back of house, and visually, we don't wanna show that.
No, we get why, I was reacting to the image rather than,
We can,
That's not the image.
it's a placeholder image.
Yeah.
It's just to represent that those are gonna be screened on.
I mean,
Because again,
to-
they're back of house.
To give you a sense, we've got our fall campaign is called A Love Letter to New York, and it's all about like this couple and how they like chance meetings, and the imagery is beautiful, but it would not be anything that, I had the same thing, I was like, who picked this?
it's like a Nike ad.
Yeah, it's not us, trust me.
We're not Nike.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
don't think so. Okay.
If I could make a comment on the logos on the awnings.
Mhm.
I don't mind them, I prefer the smaller, because I think these, looking at it against your Rhone lettering above and on the blade sign, I think
Almost
the
takes
large
away.
logos overpower the name of your company.
That's a great note.
And then I just defer to the board and the staff on the number of logos, and if that's acceptable or unacceptable.
Can we take a look at the smaller logo slide? I believe it's four, here,
There you go.
6, yeah, 7.
Yeah, that one does seem
That's
too small.
That's too small.
I actually didn't mind the bigger one.
I like the big ones too. I like the big ones.
But again, you've got a very,
It's a different feel.
big plane that
Right.
it's against.
We, we're sort of unique in the fact that we have 3 sides. I mean, we
Yeah,
really
you've got a
own,
lot
this
of
is a big
development.
store. This
Yeah.
is a 3,000
Yeah.
something square foot store, so
Right.
it's,
That logo is also subtle on your clothing, I don't know whether
Yeah.
that aligns at all.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
So,
Yeah, it's kind of stitched
Here's
into the
my
plans here.
stitch.
Yeah.
Right there. I can't tell you where it is on the plans, but it's
It's
on
on
the
the
page.
side, it's
on the
also.
pocket.
Oh, yeah. Oh, there we are. Yeah, there's my stitch.
Meg, do you have the size of the letters of your logos, the wall?
Yes, they're on the sign details at the end of the package.
I think I
You
missed
want us to
that.
flip down there?
Yep, so
There you go.
1 foot 4,
1'4".
16 inches for the main storefront sign.
That's the largest one, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah, it's consistent across all 3 facades. So we have the entrance over the breezeway, the signage on the main entrance, and then over the 2 sales floor windows on the 3rd front.
I'm worried if I do this long enough, Liz is gonna ask me to serve with you guys, and I'm not capable of doing that. I've learned more in the last couple months doing this.
The blue blade signs, they're not illuminated, is that
Those,
correct?
no, those are illuminated.
Illuminated,
signs.
yeah.
Okay.
The original package had externally illuminated blade signs.
Oh,
So we
right, they
moved, yeah, so we moved them to internally illuminated.
Internally illuminated blade signs.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh.
A little bit?
Back-
Yeah,
I don't think
Exactly,
we've done
because
that.
they're double-sided.
So it's in the middle because they're double-sided, so it'll just kind of give you a nice glow, very, very light glow.
So I'm gonna throw that out to the board. So like, do you guys support, that's the first variation we had
Yeah.
of a box illuminated blade sign,
I-
right?
I-
So we don't allow illuminated blade signs around Darien. And Corbin District made a special exception, we thought this would be a unique place to try these out. And so all the signs have their own lighting, but they're not internal. We
You
move
prefer
away from
them to
internal
be
lighting. Like a
They were
more
then
traditional,
with
like a pinlit or something
Lit
outside.
from above with lamps in the first version.
In the very first
Very
version.
first,
Yeah.
way
This is something
back.
different, we make the variation, just to.
Yeah,
If
in
it's
the
subtle,
Baywater
if it's
presentation.
if it's subtle enough.
Cleaner without.
Yeah, it's a soft.
That's
it
what
is-
that's what I thought. It looked like a big.
It is a more
bulky-
refined approach.
Can you poke the width of it? In the past, it's gotten, the blade signs have gotten rather thick with that proposal. What's the depth of your blade
It's
sign?
gonna be in the sign package here, so I can pull it up.
And when you say internally lit, that would still be like that halo.
Yes.
Halo lit.
Cannot be direct through the letters.
No, it's not direct through the letters. It's above, and then you'll just get a nice glow.
So it's like a wash.
Yes,
Yeah,
exactly.
wash.
There you go.
So it's softer to begin with, it's not harsh.
It's not in the render.
Doesn't have the width.
We went with it because it feels like it's not
Joe, can you go down to the last page, the blade sign, the spec for it?
It doesn't have the width on it, but I have it.
Can you zoom in on it,
James is
please?
looking up.
the top, actually.
Is there any way to zoom in on the blade
Can you
sign?
touch the screen?
Pinch
Try
the screen.
Yeah, do that, can you do that?
Oh, does it work?
Yeah, it literally does that.
Not this one, not this one.
Oh,
my-
he's
that's
doing
me.
it.
He was moving, it's gonna do it in a minute, he was moving it.
This is like what I do with my kids.
Oh, my
Hey, we
kid,
did
my
it.
daughter just learned how to do that. She's 4 and she's like already
So you-
already on it.
There's
There's a
another,
reveal.
not a reveal, that looks like an applied piece of molding.
I think they wanted to see.
Oh, that's an applied captain stitch to the mullion.
Yeah, it's
No,
just.
no, no,
Is that
above,
what you wanted to
above.
see or the more technical?
Where are you looking?
There.
yeah, right where your
On
hand is.
top, there's a top cap, there's another horizontal
There's a
band.
cap.
Yeah, that's
There-
not in the travertine, we didn't see
It
that.
doesn't
No, it's
look
not in your
like it's-
render.
Right.
Which is what we
I
were
like
talking
that,
about, I
yeah.
like that
This is
too.
what we're trying
So that's in your architectural drawings,
Yes.
but it's not in your render.
Or it's not
Or at
coming
least it didn't
across.
And so is it
Or-
the bump? Oh, the
I think it is on the,
piece,
this is the
this
side,
band?
this is the front.
Yeah, this is the
Yes.
side.
Not on
Yes.
this.
Yeah, so
That's
this
the
is where you
subtle colonial
have,
link-
this is all travertine, and then that horizontal piece is the marbles with the Rhone signage in it. So you have the
This
same
is the side,
relief
not the front.
as you do on the open breezeway.
But I see what you mean. It looks like it has
Oh,
that.
it is?
No, it's the front.
This is the front facade.
The jury.
No,
Oh,
that's-
you're right, it is the front. So
Yeah.
why
Yeah,
didn't it?
your render
show?
doesn't have that, but- and you have it on both sides.
Right, so we shouldn't have that.
But not
on
where
the
the
Well, we like that.
porcelain.
We like that.
We like
Can
what
you
our
scroll
architectural
over?
drawings say.
That's the part.
Can you scroll further over
There's a, well,
to
that's
the
specific to it.
side of the page, please? All the way over?
No, yeah.
Yeah. That's what's missing.
That's successful, that's the part of the very, very original elevation that you guys claim was a placeholder, that is the link to
Yeah,
colonial
I mean,
spirit
there's gotta be
to the above, leaving the center expression monumental and impactful. Just need to
On the
get
traverse.
that.
Let us go back and look at it. And then,
The-
I see what you mean.
Yeah.
It's just it's a framing element, it's a molding element.
It's a
so
mold-
you're
it's like
looking for-
taking that bronze or brass.
It's just
Yeah,
repeating the top gap again a
That's a
little
second
bit.
Yeah, okay.
Right
I'm
above the-
picking up what you're putting down.
That's what I was trying to say earlier.
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
Somebody drew it.
Okay.
Maybe it was in French, it was in French.
It was in
Is it
French.
French?
It didn't really translate
That's
well.
how it continues above it onto the
Yeah.
shakes, it's not on the rendering, it shakes. So that's
I
what
think
rendering
it's
is. So you can see it there.
Meg, one more time. So the blade sign has a light bar above it that washes down.
Yes.
So it's not actually internally lit.
No,
So
it's not
both
gonna
sides.
be, it's not gonna look like a UFO, like through
Got
the, it's just gonna
glow.
And
gentle
they're
wash
4
glow.
inches thick.
Just to avoid having that kind of like eyesore of a lamp
It
over
would be
it,
really
right?
nice
Same
to add a
effect.
section through it or something, because I'm hearing two things.
Yeah.
Because at first you said internally illuminated,
Correct.
but now you're saying it's being washed. So which,
So it's like
here,
where the light
It's pushed
is.
through illuminated letters.
okay,
Yeah.
but halo lit. So that's something where,
That's new.
they're illuminated letters means the whole letter glows.
Correct.
Halo
It's
lit.
not halo lit.
The face has to be opaque,
Opaque.
and then the edges glow.
No,
Because
it's
in
not
general,
that.
that is what we push for on any illuminated signage, is that it's not illuminated letters, it's halo lit letters.
Okay, these are currently drawn as illuminated letters.
Okay.
So we
Am I correct in
Yeah,
saying
you
this?
are.
Yeah.
Halo lit is
Halo
what
lit.
we want.
Yes.
Okay.
And just for the blade sign, we're
Yes.
talking about,
But it
because
can-
our
but it can
storefront sign is
still be-
already halo.
Right.
It
Yeah,
can
so
still
it's-
be internally illuminated.
Correct.
It can't, yeah, I
Well,
think that's
No,
what
that's,
we haven't
you
made.
just said it wasn't internal, you said that it's a wash, it's a light fixture that's extended at the top of the thing that washes it.
Well, that's where I was getting confused, it sounded like two
I'll
different things.
defer to James.
No, so the original proposal from Bay Water was wash. What we show on these drawings is internally illuminated, face lit letters.
I think we need to go back to the wash.
Okay,
Yeah.
so no internal illumination, okay.
Yeah, but the light fixture itself, I think, that,
Can't
originally they were like two lights, if it was like a nice thin,
You
like
could
a
try
museum,
out.
like a
Museum
really,
light type thing.
Can it,
you know,
that's
just
what I'm
a
picturing.
bar, like an
on the
LED
side.
bar
Yeah,
or
you can do
something.
an LED strip above the bracket itself.
Yes,
Right.
yes, it doesn't have to be like a pin lit.
Right.
No,
Yeah, you
no,
could do something more modern with
Okay.
with your brand. As long as it's not internally constructed like a light box.
got it, okay.
So can I just go back to this treatment? If we were to keep this the way we want it for our brand and we present it, but we were able to do this, would that then make this storefront acceptable?
I think you're getting a pass from the brand, yeah, I think you've gotten
But
clearance.
I think you still have to transition.
Right, and then
We'll,
the main
we'll
transition
still
is
work
the
on that,
Yep.
but what we're trying to do is be able to move our project forward,
course.
Yes.
obviously.
Yeah,
So, and like, is
So-
this baseboard detail, is that what's proposed?
I'm
Like,
sorry.
the rendering doesn't show a baseboard, it just has it
Right,
going
this is,
flush.
right,
So
this isn't updated. This,
So what's
drawing here is not
the
updated,
change?
it's gonna be flush with a small stone to match the, like the marble and the travertine, yep, so it'll be a matched baseboard, it's not gonna be a separate material on the bottom.
There'll be like a reveal, or there?
Yeah, it'll be like a little 4-inch base
But it'll
of the
still be on the
same
same
material,
plane.
on the same plane, yeah.
Can you include that detail in your revised?
Yeah, absolutely, no problem.
Yeah, so it looks like you will have a favorable report with that change, and you might have to come back to the board. If you guys can put together a comprehensive PDF,
We
shows
will.
1, 2, 3 progress, changes marked in each. Update to the blade sign, removing the other signage on the wall. It's your choice on the awning size of the logo, that's
Right.
deferred to you. Window clings have to stay 10%
We
or
understand.
less. And we'll talk to David Genovese about the larger displays. The windows, treatments all approved last time, the new
Yeah.
changes in the window.
Right.
We thank you very much, and
Seriously.
my dad always taught me that when they say yes, stop talking.
Thank you all.
Yeah, yes. Yeah.
Okay, there.
This is like a projector baseboard.
All right, so now we go to.
Okay, next up, we finally into new business here, we gotta move. ARB 23-2026, this is 1 Market Street for ASHA, and you put it's PL 2678. Thank you so much for waiting, I apologize.
Yeah, exactly.
All right.
Old school. So hi, I'm Kevin from the Signs, presenting with ASHA. Introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Ashley McCormick. I'm the designer and founder of ASHA. I also grew up in a neighboring town, but I'm a local resident of Darien now. I started my business in college. It's been 20 years now, and this will be our 4th store. So we have Greenwich, Nantucket, Palm Beach, and now Darien, and I'm very excited to open our business here.
Fantastic. I think what we're going to propose is adding additional name.
We'll start with the awnings and all that.
Oh, sure, okay, let's go for it.
ASHA, and what is your business name now officially?
Okay, so it's ASHA by ADM, but our signage is ASHA by Ashley McCormick. And for each of our stores, we've opened separate LLCs, so we plan to do that for Darien. And I realize that there's a conflict with our LLC and the signage, but the Darien LLC will be ASHA Ashley McCormick. And just to explain ASHA, I'm part Cuban, so it's a nickname, so that's where ASHA comes from, and then Ashley McCormick is my name, so it's both combined.
Let's go to the, yeah.
So we're in the process of establishing that LLC, like I think we'll have it tomorrow, so it'll be ASHA Ashley McCormick, so it'll match.
But you can also do a DBA.
What's
That'd
that?
be good for you. You can also do a DBA, doing business as.
Okay, I mean, we have done that in our other locations, but we will be, the LLC for Darien will reflect ASHA Ashley McCormick.
Great. I think these awnings, we want to propose these awnings as well. I think it would be a nice contrast with the coloring. I think it would be really nice. Over the 2 main windows and the doorway.
I think Herman had a question about where those awnings, is it are they flat, are they extending out and then flapping, like how where they
That's
meet
actually
the.
the wrong rendering, Kevin. Go back up, because they're supposed to be above the louvers.
That's the question,
Yes,
the louvers
yes,
where they hit,
yes. Yep.
right, cause they're,
Oh, this
yeah.
might be.
Yeah, that's not.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
it,
yeah,
right, go
that's
back
not the
up,
right
if
drawing.
you wouldn't mind, Hervé, I think the.
Go back up,
Go back up.
I guess in the beginning. It didn't look right.
Page 1.
There you go.
That's right.
That's right.
Okay.
So the bottom part is okay, it's just
Yeah.
that it just.
Correct. I think we're just going to come out about 18 inches.
There you go.
There you go.
They come out about 18 inches, right, that's the parallel,
Right,
yeah,
we'll keep
parallel,
it that, yeah.
And then the blade sign is between 2 of the canopies, is that?
Grade sign is gonna be here,
Yep.
but there's
Right,
a
I think
picture of it.
it's
at the
another
bottom.
drawing, correct.
Sorry about that.
That's our store in Palm Beach. Just not to
Blue
confuse
copy
things.
the-
There's the blade sign here for the.
That's the location right next to the right side of the door. Which isn't a very obviously an accurate drawing with the awnings where they are.
Is there any lighting being presented? No. Okay. What time do you guys close? Nighttime? 6?
6, yeah.
Want to go to the awning? I mean, the
Maybe
light
we're
signs.
old fashioned, I don't know, should
No.
we have? I don't really think we want lighting, I think we're good.
Moms in this town will be running carpool by then, yeah.
They're not shopping.
They should be.
So a really nice design for the
Pretty
blade sign.
So we did this blade in Nantucket, and I think it's reflective of my brand, and I love it. I love you all do too.
It's a really nice color. Right.
And I guess it being between the two canopies, is it gonna be obscured though? I guess that's a little bit of a concern that I have is because those canopies, like what's the distance between the canopies? How does that blade sign fit in? It's a beautiful blade sign, I just.
You wanna make sure you can see it.
You wanna make sure, it doesn't get kind
So
of lost.
the
between
canopy's
the-
actually above the
That's the
blade
wrong
sign?
one.
Can we go to the top?
That render
Ruby?
is incorrect.
Yeah, I guess,
So it's
I'm
gonna
trying
be,
to
and it just
pull the
only
two
drops, I
together.
think, 8 inches, so, dude, I don't think actually.
It's
it'll
gonna
be-
actually be below it.
It'll be below it, yeah.
Correct.
Okay.
So you'll be able to see them. What's the minimum height for the bottom blade sign?
96, I think, or is that lower?
8 feet.
8 feet.
8 feet.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
you're right.
Yeah.
So it'll be to the top of the door.
Right.
I believe these awnings are
Right there.
Probably 10 feet off the,
Okay, so
Yeah, I
it'll,
think
so
it'll-
you'll,
be-
it'll drop
it
below,
won't
so
be-
you'll see
yeah.
it, yeah.
Okay. All right,
Nice.
that's good.
Yeah. All right, favorable report.
Okay.
Thanks, Joe. Excited to have you here. All right, next up we have another Corbin District project. This is ARB 24-26. It's at 1060 Boston Post Road. And viewpoint for reference, it's PL 2686.
Nice, it's the one with all the different back of the house.
Wait, this is the back of the house project? Wait, sorry, this should have moved to the back. Sorry, you're right. Shoot, this agenda got messed up. I
Can
gotta
I ask
stop
a
this.
favor? If you're gonna put me at the back,
Yeah,
can you put Bentley Jane now? Because Bentley Waters, the principal of Bentley Jane, came from Chappaqua. So it'd be
Sure.
great if we could cut, this will be a quick,
okay, Kevin, can you stay up there? We're gonna shoot to ARB 2026. This is 0 Market Street, in the Corbin District for Bentley Jane, PL 2692.
Hi, Kevin with Honeywell Signs. We're coming back to present, originally we presented halo lit letters. No, yeah, halo lit.
We didn't present this yet, Kevin.
First time.
We
Would've been
haven't
old
presented
business.
this yet.
We might have talked about it though, Kevin, you and I might have talked about it offline though. Maybe
Yeah,
something
okay, that's what it
offline.
was.
But you and I discussed this and we
That's
said,
what, yeah,
can you come
I
out
adjusted
with
it,
something?
that's what it was,
Yeah.
yes, correct,
Correct.
right.
So you are correct, it just wasn't.
Oh, yeah, it's like losing my mind.
I was getting nervous.
I know, me too.
No, yeah, I know.
What happened?
We
Did I
pre-screened.
miss something?
Okay,
Actually, we're gonna go, there's a different drawing with, it's a white panel.
When they're shipping
This,
an
so this
awning.
may be a different,
That's not the
that
final
might be
one.
the older,
that's the old version.
yeah,
Yep.
old version. Always there.
Does it go down to the bottom?
Yeah.
Is there? That's in the awning?
Yeah.
The bottom one, I
Just
think,
to-
right?
just go to the last
The
one.
halo, the last one.
Corbin.
There you go. There you
Yeah, with the white, yeah.
Okay, yep.
Yep. Great, nice. So yeah, pretty simple. I think because of the space, it's just gonna fit really nicely in there with the one single awning. And these will be the letters that we were just speaking about. Can you scroll up just a little bit further? So this be paneled out, it's gonna cover the louvers.
The
Right
blade
above the
sign
door.
is actually my logo, so that's,
Yeah.
that's.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Cute, right?
So yeah, I just adjusted the,
So it's still a light box though, with the letters.
right.
Not
Originally, yeah, we wanna cover up that louver, so that was one way to.
Yeah, right,
Yeah,
yes,
'cause-
okay.
Yeah.
Question about the light, the number of lights up here with the mullions, is that something that's added to the facade, or is that gonna be there?
The glass.
Is that gonna be treated that way? Since
I
Mr.
think so.
Genovese is in the crowd?
Those are the mullions.
We
That's
don't
just
have
a-
that often.
Those are the mullions that's drawn, right, with shop drawings?
I will pull them up right now.
I think that's
Because they're,
accurate.
they're tighter than most of the time.
Yeah, but the double hungs also have
Right, yeah, I
A lot
don't
more
see that
lights.
very.
I think this is, it's out there the other day, I think it's 40 inches, so I don't know. It's not huge, but that might be
Yeah, dimension.
just glass, yeah, it's just,
Is the awning 18 inch as well? Sorry, were you guys talking about that?
yeah.
No, sorry. So is that kind of the basic proposal for all your awnings, or are you varying them in Corbin?
We may,
It's 24.
yeah, I think it's gonna go bigger than 18.
Oh, this is a little bigger.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
because I thought this actual facade was inset a bit. Is that wrong, or is that just, it is flat,
Yes.
oh,
It's just
okay,
flat,
okay,
right.
sorry.
I think the awning just makes it look like a little
Yeah, okay.
three-dimensionality to it.
Okay, and the blade sign, there's, that clears 96 as well?
Yep.
You see there 98? Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Only really 48 inches wide.
Yeah, because those windows are, maybe the drawing, they are about 42 inches, the glass area.
Kevin, you're making the blade sign a little thicker than normal, the 2 inches, is that correct? It's not,
Yeah.
I'm saying it in a positive way, it's a nice
Yeah,
change.
it's gonna
in
be,
this case.
yeah, one little dimension to it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
okay, that's nice, it's a good change. All right,
No
Yeah,
looks good.
No lights to it.
all right, looks good, favorable report, thank you for driving all that way for
Thank
your
you.
4 minutes of fame. Gosh, my lord, sorry. Okay, we're gonna jump back up to, ARB number 25, 2026, this is 164 Noroton Avenue, it's the Shell gas station, it's PL 2688 in Viewpoint. Sorry, we're all over this town tonight, we're bippity boppity, from different. It's not working, okay.
Good evening, my name is John Leclerc with Station Globe New England. We're proposing, which from the meeting earlier, I'm pretty sure I know the answer already, but,
What's your company, I'm sorry, sir?
Station Globe
Oh,
of New
Station,
England.
okay.
We're proposing to put in 2 Canopy logos on the canopy.
So you have the, that we just passed, you've got the old school pole sign.
Yes, that's the existing, right? So
It's existing.
Go back to the, it will be there when we look at.
And you also have the shingled roof on your canopy, which is unique. I think that original one you're at, Hervé, I think is good. I think what you had, you can, it scrolls down to it.
No, I messed
You have
up.
it open.
What?
You have it open,
Oh, this is the,
Yeah, I think it's it when you scroll a bit. Yeah, I think you
no?
were
You
there.
had it.
That's the original pole
that's
sign.
the
yeah.
original existing.
Oh,
But
that's
I'm
not the
not seeing
proposed,
the,
got it.
Aha,
There
There we go.
Okay.
Good show.
this is why we have a team now.
This is important.
Is the whole sign going?
The pole sign remains, it's grandfathered for now until a hurricane knocks it over.
All right, well, then, tell them said
Already
hurricane.
ARB.
Yeah,
I think that's
Come
what
back
Coastal.
with logos. Yeah, come back when the hurricane knocks it over.
Or no, do I guess you.
On the phone, on the phone.
Well, you heard us.
Yeah.
No. You know,
Trying to be consistent.
Appreciate the effort, but yeah, we want to have some consistency.
So we did say when we met that,
Yeah.
that I know you have a big pole sign, which kind of identifies the location. But, you know, a lot of the gas stations in town have been allowed to explore a monument sign. So if you felt that this was too far set back, we'd love if you got rid of it, but if you put a monument sign at the road, that would be more efficient because it would be seen by the traffic. It is a little setback. I mean, I have to say, when I drive there, when you're, you know, this is taken from some tall car, but, you know, until you get past the vegetation, you don't really see it.
Right.
So
Maybe more successful than monument sign.
it may be more successful to replace that with the monument sign, and the town in general has been trying to eliminate pole signs that were from a different era. So it's up to you to think about it. That's an open.
You would see it much better, monument sign would be really effective there.
I agree.
Because you have two entrances, you can catch it either way as you're passing
Yeah.
into the gas
Double
station.
sided.
Yeah.
Up to 5 feet, 6 feet,
I'll review with the owner and
Okay.
I'm sure I'll be back.
Okay, that's great, okay.
Thank you.
Okay. We are now to ARB 2026. This is 25 Old Kings Highway for Tesla charging stations. In Viewpoint, it's PL 2690.
Before you start.
Yeah.
It's an important fact for the board. I had a few discussions with Jeremy and staff, planning department. The Tesla application has been going on since 2024. It first had a ZBA application and approval November 21st, 2024. And it also has a planning and zoning review and approval for what they're doing November 12th, 2025, so almost a year later. And EPC looked at it, and of course there's no date. Oh yes, there's a date. August 12th, 2025, there is about 25-page EPC permit and approval for what they're doing because it involves wetland and that area, you know, behind the Good Wife Shopping Center. So this is not a new thing happening. It's been well looked at, reviewed, and approved. And this version is actually a reduced version from what was approved. It was 12 station, now it's 8. And then I'm sorry if I steal your thunder for just a second, but I just want to kind of set up the background. So
it's been well reviewed from a P&Z and
P&Z,
EP.
ZBA, and EPC. The three boards that would be involved with it.
Got it.
It is a utility, and it's one of the places in town that was determined to be appropriate. And as such, there are limitations to what they can do, but they've proposed their solution for quite a while. So they just want to make sure that we're okay with, and read some comments, right? Get some comments. All right, you go.
All right.
Thank you, Harvey. Let's go background.
Ted Crawford, I'm with Dewberry Engineers. We're the designer of the project representing Tesla for this charger. We've been in Darien working on this project for several years. Just to kind of give you an update, our background, we came in with our original design, more equipment located to the chargers here. I don't know if you call it or go up to the top to kind of give you an idea. So we're located in the northern part of the parking lot using existing parking spaces. I'm sure everybody's familiar with this area floods, or is historically flooded. So part of our challenge was to minimize the impact of something that the flooding would cause to some of the electrical equipment. So what we ended up having to do was build a small structure, a structure back here in the rear of the parking lot, where the power comes in from the existing utility power, overhead utility lines. On top of that structure is our transformer, our switch gear, and our charging cabinet. It's a cabinet that basically runs these individual charging posts. That required the ZBA approval because we fall within the rear setback. So we have 95 here, and that's basically where we had to put in the structure because we were originally going to mound it. However, the earth created an issue within the flood zone, so the structure allowed us to eliminate that, but again, now it became structure. So structure then needed the ZBA approval. That allowed us to put in the chargers here without any additional equipment, creating that view line between the two properties. We originally had 4 more chargers, I believe in this direction, or actually in this direction towards the wetlands, which are in this small pocket here, which we found after we started the process, because it kind of looks like lawn right now, but once our soil scientists came out, he located these inland wetlands. So we've buffered that with some additional plantings around our project, and when we did reduce the number of chargers, we pulled the close ones away. So now we have our 8 charging posts here, and 1 accessible charging post located in this area here with green. Basically, it's you can bring a wheelchair up and around it to grab the charging post to plug it into your vehicle.
The only sign we have is the ADA sign. It's similar to what a handicapped or ADA sign would be. It's at our charging post, and it basically just requests people not to charge there.
Sorry about that, I was
Yeah.
looking for the drawing showing the raised X by phone, it's a different drawing.
Yeah, if you want, you can call those up too. It's the site plans.
Do you have the charging post image?
Actually, that's what it looks like right there.
Oh, they're all the same, there's not one far end that's different?
No, they're all basically just the same units.
Okay.
These are the newest V4 posts. When we started, we were using the older posts, but now these are the newest technology. They are open network, so you can bring in any vehicle as well.
So where's your sign?
It's just a little tiny, if you go down to the next one I was looking for. It doesn't show up in this one because it's actually just off screen. So that's actually the platform, just to kind of jump around a little bit. And ZBA requested a new fence here, so that fence is along that area.
Is that platform screened or is it?
We didn't screen it only because it's more it's utilitarian, and it allows for venting of all this equipment. This is a transformer, this is the switchgear, and then the charging cabinet is behind that as well.
And it's elevated elevation that's calculated in relationship to flood zone.
Correct. Yeah, so the base flood
Raising
upward.
is that high, it has to be that high.
And then the sign though is one down. Maybe one. Sorry. Right here. So it's just a little small.
But it's in line with the chargers.
Right, so here's the, this would be the accessible charging post. Basically, to make that work, we instead of putting it on the curb, we pull the elevation back. So this is so it kind of creates a platform around it. Yeah. And it's got, and it meets the ADA parking space dimensions, and it's just a 12 by 18 parking sign.
This is the image that shows your planting.
That's true, yeah. Here's that wetland area, and these are our proposed plantings. Just green area.
And those plantings were proposed by the soil scientists?
Yeah, and their landscape architect, yeah, and approved through,
So we need to see.
So that's already been reviewed.
Is the purpose of the planting screening, or is it just?
a little bit of both. I think it was more just a break up between the proposed project and the inland wetlands. And at the time we created all this, we actually had chargers extending farther this way. But when we reduced the number from 12 to 8, we actually that's why we pushed it this way, just to kind of increase our separation.
But there's more room for picking up my kid from dance on.
Can you please send us the official planting plan?
It's actually it's in the site plan.
I didn't see it.
Yep.
We didn't see that in our review. That was
If you
one
want
of
to
my
call it
questions.
the site plans, I can.
Okay. Do you have comments?
I do, I'd like them to extend a little bit further, and can we go from 2-inch calipers to 3-inch calipers? But I'd like to see that planting extend a little bit more, so it's not just a little island.
So Hervé, P&Z approved the location of this, so there's no commentary on it, because architecturally speaking, I cannot get past the location, the choice for the 8 spots here are the 8 spots that are taken 24/7 in that parking lot that we are now eliminating in a zone that's highly trafficked by children and shoppers coming out. I cannot wrap around how this location got selected. I understand like why it's off to the side, but you landed on 8 prime spots in the busiest area to stop and shop.
They're not, I guess the catch would be they're not dedicated. You know,
Okay.
you can park your regular car there. There's nothing
They're not
that says you
dedicated?
can't. Yeah.
Okay.
You know, there's no sign saying, electric vehicle charging. It's hopeful that maybe you don't, or you choose another spot, but if you're.
Would you guys consider shifting it? Like, what if that's the case, if you have the 8 same people of the salon and the workouts in the park there every day?
Yeah, I think it was a negotiation between Tesla and the landlord.
Okay.
As where to put the spaces, that's kind of beyond.
I think as an electric car driver, if I have on the app and I show up that it says.
Right, well,
all
that's the
spaces
catch.
are- Exactly,
Yeah.
it's gonna be beyond frustrating.
Right.
You know, also it seems like most electric car charging stations are usually shoved in the back at really bad locations and people race around, and I'm concerned with safety, but I know we can't comment on the location.
This is site plan number 24A1.
Typically they are.
Special permit
in
granted.
remote locations.
Here's
Another
your
one.
landscape plan.
So there was one, they were eliminating, that seems like a better location, but
They took it away by over the lease, over there. Those
Yeah.
are gone.
Oh, they are?
Those are gone. They're removed, yeah.
Anya,
Maybe it was.
Yes, 2 inches is a very tiny tree, so, for a caliper, so let's get at least 3-inch caliper on those.
Yeah,
And
as long
then-
as, I guess as long as the changes don't impact our approval, that.
No, it
that's
won't,
fine,
it'll
okay.
just be like, let's bump them up a little bit bigger, and then, with the planting over there, I mean, I think that section probably fine, it's just really questionable, I'm not sure what, if it's for soil, there's better plants you could choose,
I don't think it's for
and
soil though, because it's gonna flood, it'll be.
and
Yeah,
it's
we-
flooding, I mean,
Yeah, we'll create a
look,
buffer.
like the glabra, the pin oak, the red maple, those are all fine with flooding. But you could also do a sweet bay magnolia in there. And then there's plenty of perennials that like that kind of moisture, iris is being one of them. But, I mean, it's off to a corner, and it doesn't seem to be serving a lot of purpose, so.
Yeah, my question too was why can't it continue, like,
Yeah.
as part of your, as part of the proposal?
Across the whole space, I guess the intent was to just create that buffer around that, the wetland soil area.
Yeah.
At the time, yeah.
Yeah, so EPC said if you were gonna do it, we'd create a buffer, right?
Right, and then we worked with staff to pick the appropriate plantings, we went back and forth a couple
Okay.
times, and this is kind of where we landed.
That's fine, I'm not gonna argue with EPC, I tried it once.
Okay. And where's the fence on this line? Is it,
It's,
new fencing?
It's not shown here, if you go up to the other side, it's farther down, it's just around where the platform is.
It's not the whole way.
Yeah, right, it's basically
Yeah,
just.
I just was curious where it was it going like parallel to the road, or is it
No, it's
perpendicular?
perpendicular to the road, there is an existing fence along the parallel,
Yeah.
and then there's an existing fence perpendicular that's kind of falling down.
Okay.
The intent of this is to replace that. The catch was, because it does flood, we elevated the bottom few feet of the fence to allow water to flow underneath it.
That's what I wanted to ask about. I thought I saw that somewhere.
there's the
That
detail.
looks weird.
Yeah,
That's very odd.
yeah, it's to allow the flooding conditions so the fence doesn't come down when the
I think you
flood
need to
waters.
choose a new type of fence then. Because the fact that it's like a traditional picket fence floating in the air is,
Well, but I don't think
Well, then
it's not
gonna be
traditional
plantings
fence.
along the bottom of it too.
it's not?
If you look at the render, it's just, no, it's just a,
It's a picket fence with
Is it a
the
picket
spikes,
fence?
It is,
yeah.
yeah, it's to match the existing
Yeah.
fences that are in the area.
And it's floating. See, it's that fence, but it's floating in the air.
Yeah, when there's some planting along the bottom of it. to
There's
make up that-
planting below-
To make up the
bottom?
space, yeah.
That's not shown, so I feel like that needs to be shown on the.
I think it's shown on the site plans.
But it's not really.
in the render, the renders really should be,
Where's the render?
well, it's not, it's the photo that's doctored. It's, everybody, I think it's the third slide there.
This one?
Yeah,
Yeah, so the proposed fence is looking like it's reaching the ground.
right,
Yeah,
but it's
that
not,
might
it's
be
2
in
feet
there.
above, and if there's planting in front of it, it should be shown.
Yeah, I thought there was planting, let me see.
It should be shown on the actual landscaping plans.
Yeah, I might be-
probably. That's why I'm struggling to understand what the.
Yeah, I might be incorrect by saying that, maybe that was discussed and not done.
That's another thing.
Yeah, it's not on that plan. But that's not the site plan.
No,
It's
that's
just a,
not.
that's just a graphic.
I know that the fence was a condition of approval through ZBA, they put that in at the end,
Yeah.
requiring some.
No, I think it's, I just think the way it's been formatted needs to be rethought. I don't have a proposal how to fix it, but a floating picket fence just.
Well, again, the
Especially-
spaces allow the water to flow underneath it, because the structural engineers had to design it so it didn't actually topple over, so we had to provide a detailed design, with the forces of the flood elevation.
I mean, the question is with flood zones, you do like lattice, you can do other
Yeah, like
things.
50% open, I think
Yeah,
is.
50%, if it's a V zone, right?
Yeah.
So you could
It's probably
do-
not invasive, but it's
I don't think it
probably
is.
yeah.
You can do flood traps, you can do like stuff like that, but maybe with the planting, depending on how high it is, on both sides, you can hide that. So it's not that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and if it's not shown here, we would be, I think, planning would be something we could.
Yeah.
Planting on both
Adding
sides.
some small shrubs along the bottom.
Any other comments?
It doesn't seem like we have much to say
Yeah.
here.
Yeah.
I don't see why.
Thanks for
I
coming.
think,
I apologize, I'm not sure how we fit into the whole,
Yeah.
the process, I wasn't sure. So.
I think we're gonna say, first, I'd like to see a revised PDF that's a comprehensive architectural plan, planting plan, so we can understand. She made, our resident landscape made a couple of like, suggestions about moving the 2-inch to 3-inch calipers, extending it slightly, and adding sweet bay magnolia in there.
As far as the planting types were picked through staff,
Okay.
through EPC, so I don't know
Yeah, that's why
if that
I was
affects
like,
our approval or not. It's, and the location too.
Yeah, you
So
were like-
by changing that, it increases our disturbance within the
Okay.
open review area, so I don't know if that causes us to go back as
Yeah.
well.
Let's just leave it. Just make the trees bigger. Call it an
Okay.
opportunity.
And the second part I was gonna say, that planting plan is to show how the fence and the plants react with one another. How that comes together,
Just plant, just the low shrubs along the bottom of the fence.
what the planting plan is, yeah, and where the fence, where the measurements, where the fence stops, what's that measurement is and what the plants are
That
proposed in there.
should be on the plan.
But to see it all in one place, one unit, in one landscape plan, where they meet.
Okay.
You have a landscape
it
plan,
shown
but the
on
fence
there?
isn't shown on here as far as we can tell.
No, because the landscaping is just around the wetland area.
But
You
even
said
on the
there's
site
fence-
plan,
Fence is in the wetland.
You said there's landscaping to cover the
Right,
fence.
right, well, yeah, I was mistaken, I guess there wasn't, I guess that was a thought during the process, so I apologize for bringing that up.
So if you can make that revision and bring it back to us to show us clearly where the fence
That's,
is going.
There's a fence line somewhere that should be shown on this plan.
Yeah, it's right here,
That's the fence.
that's the fence, yeah, it's right against
So
the,
it's shorter than on the rendering. This much.
Canopy requests show
Right.
more thoughtful.
Just, I think if you have
design.
bundled up package.
so you want to extend the fence, is that?
Well, okay, this
No.
looks like 3 sections, right?
Yeah, the sections, it really just the line work, as far as the length though is the same.
And that looks like,
I was more look at the parking spaces.
But the problem is, yeah, we should see this, we should see a proper rendering of this, so we're not guessing, right? We should see
This
a
is,
proper.
that's actually, the only thing that's not shown is that space underneath.
and the plants.
And the plants, so can we, can we see a revised rendering that shows where the fence accurately lies in relation to.
That is, I just want to clarify, that is where it is, that's
Okay.
the fence.
It's just we can't see it though with like its gap and understand, because it's odd with it floating, and so
Okay,
maybe there could be a suggestion, maybe you guys have another way of doing that, of proposing that. If it is landscaping, or another way to extend the fence so it doesn't look like it's floating 3 feet above the ground.
gotcha, yeah, the only intent was to, because it had to be able to take the brunt of the
That,
water.
we understand that, just,
So,
we'd like to see visually what that would look like.
okay.
Are we able to ask for plans to hide the transformer on this side?
It's actually a parking lot.
There's a parking
Yeah,
space.
there's a parking space right up against it, right here.
So can you send a revised version of that, depending how clean and obvious that is, maybe we can do an administrative report through here today. If we can't, if there's still questions on how that's all coming together,
Okay.
you'd have to come back, so.
No problem, no
so
problem.
hopefully
I just want to
we
make sure I get it right, that's all.
Yeah, so hopefully you can make a clean version of that. I think in my letter, I will say that the ARB, it says it has many reservations about this project. It sounds like the location stuff, but we're not gonna stop that, we're gonna give the rubber stamp
Okay.
that town is looking for. But I think it could have been more, it would have been nice to have seen it earlier, so we could have been more collaborative on
Yeah, I
the
apologize, I
safety
wasn't
and
sure of the
location.
application.
So I think I'm gonna say that in the letter, so that gets through to all the proper planning and zoning channels and your clients.
Okay.
So, does that sound good?
Yeah, well,
Okay.
that's a simple fix for the fence.
Okay.
We'll revise this PDF, and if we can make it work a little bit clearer for you, happy to do that.
I agree with you, just make sure you document it, because if town people come back
Yeah, that's what I'm
and
concerned.
complain about those spaces being taken away, we have to
Yes.
just basically say that, you know, we're exactly in favor of it, but we can't say no.
We're in favor, yeah. Does that all sound good to the board, you guys? Am I- Yeah? Okay. All right, thank you so much for your time. If you have questions, you can work with her. Hervé is fantastic. We'll work, you know, we'll do.
Sorry for coming so late to the whole process with
Great.
this.
No, that's not you, that's our stuff. Thank you so much. Okay. Next up, we've got ARB number 27, Supr Food Drive.
Excited about getting up there.
At 205 Boston Post Road.
I'm
It's Supr Food Drive-Thru. It's ARB number 27, 2026.
It was not super cool.
There's PL 2691 in Viewpoint. Welcome, guys. Introduce yourselves. Thank you for waiting.
Hi, absolutely. Nice to meet everyone. My name is Kate Backen. I have been working with Green and Tonic as their marketing director for about a year and a half. I'm currently an MBA candidate at Boston University, and it looks like we're pretty close to opening the drive-thru, so I've been tapped in to help with some of the marketing efforts there. And
I'm Steve Hankus. I missed the meetings before because I'm an employee that's been here for 6 weeks. And my role in the company is to get the drive-thru open, figure out how to operate it really well and efficiently, and figure out the menu with the chef, make sure that the menu is what folks really, really enjoy. I know we brought some goodies in the back that people are enjoying.
Oh, thank you.
And I've been in restaurants my whole life. I'm only 30 years old. You can tell I've been in restaurants my whole life. I'm a former Wendy's franchisee. I've been to many hearings like this. I've already met with the health department. I think his name is Jovan Williams, if I'm not mistaken. And we have already a great relationship. So I'm not new to working with towns and cities. I actually live in New York City. My last role was an executive director with a restaurant company in the city. So I'm excited to be here. Hopefully the town is excited to see the progress we've made in the last 2 months in that location, just getting it cleaned up and getting it ready to open. So I'm thrilled to be here. Take it away, Kate.
all right. Okay, cool. So I think everyone's probably driven by it about 1 million times, right? And the latest, what the actual on the ground experience is we have the paper taped up. Steve has done a great job improving a lot of the landscaping, but we'd like to put up some clings. We'd like it for safety, for the space, also to look better. We think driving by it'll look better. And these are based on a previous version that we had up, and then just sort of updated with some of the feedback that we'd gotten from our original one that we'd sent in. So
This is just during construction.
just during construction. Once we open, we're going to be refreshing. I hope to see you all many times.
So this is facing the post road, this side.
That side's Post Road, yeah.
Okay. And then,
You want to see the other?
yeah. And
Yeah, they'd just be clings, so they'd be like, we'd have them professionally installed, professionally printed, professionally designed. These are just sort of drafts.
so you guys updated this to actually be actual depiction of what.
Yeah.
Thank
Yes.
you. Appreciate that, because if we were playing Where's Waldo, like find the differences between the two, and we're having quite a fun time.
I bet when I saw which one actually ended up getting submitted, I was like, oh gosh. So yeah, we had our designer go back, update the verbiage, and then also fit it to our actual building so that it's not,
Okay.
crazy.
There's nothing on the opposite side of this?
So the opposite side does have windows.
The
but-
drive-through part.
Yeah, but we weren't gonna put anything up
Okay,
quite
good,
yet.
so just that side, which is what you see when you drive down the post road and facing the post road?
Yeah.
On the Richmond side.
Yeah, Richmond and Post.
And Postburg.
These are up for how many months you guys predicting?
my target date, and the target is only so we get to it, my target date is the end of July.
Okay. And there's the one sign, Superfood Drive-Thru just on this side. There's no signage on on Richards Drive.
That was removed.
It was totally, yeah, it's just.
Happy to put it back up, but
Yeah, okay.
I think we had to trade out the standalone sign for it.
Yeah. You know, seeing it, by the way, I think it's too late, but highlighting the green here, it does end up highlighting some of the negative space that you don't wanna see on this side. And,
Yeah.
and it's unfortunate because the intention, what we saw on paper, and I think what you guys intended, because it wasn't, the mock-up was a rendering that wasn't accurate. I think, it's, I don't know, I don't know if there's anything that can be done, but you're calling attention to a lot of.
Yes.
So what do you think about that?
We see it too.
Okay.
One of the things that we were wondering about, and we didn't want to include it in this, it felt out of scope, but in the future, if some sort of awning was something that might make sense, just to sort of make that space less aggressive, right? Like it's a big triangle that you're looking at when you drive by. So something to soften it and also bring it more into the character of the rest of the town. I think is something that we'd really like to see, but it, again, just felt out of scope for this particular conversation.
There was also maybe the idea of having some sort of horizontal screen like across the base. I mean, I don't know what these are screening units or something.
Yes.
So if you had one base instead of like, up and down and electrical outlets, maybe
So
that
nice
would help.
vegetation in front of it.
Yeah, I think some landscaping in front would
Well, that-
help a lot.
that-
No screen.
Maybe it's a-
We can certainly take a look at
And
how
continue.
with some shrubbery in that area.
I mean, it's just unfortunate for you guys that that's so visible, but not much you can do, and you probably can't obscure it because it has to be reachable. So that's kind of like a.
That's where all the electricity comes into the building.
But to your
So
point, I
let's
like that
concentrate on
innovate
this
a
one.
continued screen there, instead of two boxes,
Yep.
one
Yeah,
continued.
that would be.
Yeah, I think it would be nice and neat.
I know that's beyond the scope, we're just giving you, since you're here,
I'm
you might as
writing
well
it
have
down.
some
No,
suggestions.
Yeah.
It's a good idea. I think that we can probably take a look at it, and even if we just take something that we can get open, so if we have to get into this stuff, we can get into this stuff, but just go straight across here.
Mhm.
Enjoy
Yeah,
the
we were-
Yeah.
Yeah.
So as far as the claims,
Yes, for the actual claims, yes.
The clean.
Sorry, I have to,
no, sorry.
I rerouted.
No, we've had discussions before about too much advertising.
Yeah.
I love the images, the burger, I mean, to me, that gives you an indication of what's gonna be happening. But I think there's been some consensus about not too much verbiage, on these things. But again, it's hard,
So
but
maybe,
it's temporary, yeah, so.
Yeah,
So what have we approved before that is this in keeping with what we've approved
Well,
before?
I don't know about clings, but we've approved construction fencing.
Yeah,
And
but we've
the-
limited the amount
We've
of,
limited the amount of words,
like
but,
advertising.
yeah, but they had more words than that does.
That's true.
And
It was
I
all, it
think
was all outright advertising, it was phone
That's,
numbers and.
yeah, whereas this
call
is
me
not
and-
like
Yeah.
saying specifically.
I think this is all part of the brand.
yeah, it's good for our branding, and, I'll be the one to talk about the monkey or the elephant in the room. This building's been sitting there for a year and a half, 2 years, I don't even know how long.
A
It's
long time.
a long time. And I know it's been a thorn in the sides of a lot of folks in town, in the neighborhood, and we're doing, not only are we trying to get a restaurant open, but at the same time, we're trying to let people know that we're gonna be a good neighbor and a
Yeah.
good business, and that's why we've done what we presented tonight.
okay, this is good.
Yeah.
Alright, we like it.
Yeah.
One suggestion, if you're gonna be a drive-through, and apparently Jamie says you've got fantastic coffee, put coffee in the drive-through.
We are.
Good.
Yes, yes. We will have
I feel like
coffee.
it'll bring a lot of people in.
Yeah.
I actually love your concept. I didn't know what superfood was, and I'm a big fan of the healthy, seed oil free, all that. My only concern was that I don't get that from your words, but I'm excited to try it.
Thank you,
Thank you very much.
appreciate that.
So we'll give you a favorable report. Thanks, guys.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And if you guys have suggestions on how to update the facade to make it to be better neighbors, even come back with landscaping plan or revised screening. That would have to come. That has to come through us if you guys make those changes. But it'll be a welcome meeting. We'd love to see you.
Okay.
Okay, sounds good.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Have a great night.
All right. Now to the big man who's been so excited. We're gonna go. Wait. There's one more.
Oh, don't do that.
Area
Please.
number 24, 2026. This is 1060 Boston Post Road. This is Corbin District signage for their covered walls. It is PL 2686 in B.
Thank God you didn't cancel this.
Are you taking your drive? Can we take that?
Is it okay if I leave it? I'd love to.
Yes, yes.
Enjoy
Is it a superfood, that chocolate stuff? I mean,
absolutely.
I did. Good answer, that's all I wanted to know.
The chocolate is a superfood?
Yeah, they said so. They said so,
Dark
we're gonna
chocolate.
run with it.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, that's what I need to know.
I could have changed. I feel super.
You get the bladder All right.
Liz, I feel super about this presentation.
I feel super too. Are you super?
I had 2 half doses of super.
Yeah. I thought that means you've been drinking Red Bulls back there.
No,
She's ready to go.
I would say I'm as excited. This is my second most favorite application before your board.
It's pretty amazing. It's very thoughtful. So I'm excited to see what team you're
My
with here.
first was the initial presentation.
Yeah.
With Bruce Byfield, not the first one.
Oh. The original, yeah.
But, you know, this is the benefit of, I'll be brief, is the benefit of going last and kind of delivering your project to the community last. You get to kind of listen to the feedback of the community. Sometimes it's easy to listen to, sometimes it's hard and painful. And think about how you can improve things and make things better. And so, you know, we have found with our buildings, as we've touched on before, these are 360-degree buildings that you can walk around. The Rhone store, for example, has 3 sides of glass, no real place to hide a lot of things. And so you saw that first glimpse of the back of the house that we've got a block. And we wanted to think about how we could accomplish this and make it appear thoughtful and anticipated, not like a knee-jerk reaction when we were done and thought, oh crap, there's something we have to hide. Let's just put some film on it. So I spoke with a friend of mine who does a lot of restaurant brokerage around the country. She introduced me to this incredible group. 2 of the members are here from Of Place. Robin Mosel founded Of Place, I don't know, 10 years ago, after JBG and Federal. She worked at Federal Realty when they built Santana Row and was the lead developer, I think. And then she and her son and daughter started Of Place. Ashley Heller and Aaron Ross joined her, along with a few other people. And they most of what they specialize in today is public realm design and finding creative solutions to the tension between, you know, tenants and the public spaces. Some tenants wanting to consume all the public space for outdoor dining. People like us not wanting to make the place feel like an unwelcoming place unless you're having lunch at Millie's, for example. And so we started this dialogue. Also, this is Samantha Ball, who's a DHS graduate and an artist. Samantha's one of the artists that we're working with on some of these ideas. We're super excited. Some of you may know her mom and dad, Jeff. What's your mom's name? Allison, who works at Middlesex. And so Samantha's also shared with us some ideas. Brian Casper, who you met a while ago, or some of you met a while ago, who did the Love Abundantly painting on the side of Green and Tonic, did the There's No Place Like Home Haunted House, and was a key part of that You're Not Alone murals project with us. So we're not here to ask for specific approval of art, other than in maybe 2 cases, I would say, the Hinoki idea and the Tate idea. But I wanted to introduce in Corsica.
So that was one of my questions that I think everybody asked Lisa about, which is, are you seeking approval, or is this just more conceptual
Those 3
conversation?
that we're seeking approval for.
Okay, for Corsica.
Tate, Corsica.
Corsica,
and
Tate.
Hinoki.
Yep.
Okay.
And Hinoki.
Yep. That's right.
And with that, I'm going to turn it over to the team.
Okay.
All right.
Thanks, David. Thank you.
You guys know the drill, but can you all introduce yourselves?
Yeah, sure, of course. Hi, I'm Aaron Ross with with A Place, I am a career architect and landscape architect before I joined A Place, and now I work with fun people like David to make the public realm better. And A Place, just a quick rundown of A Place, we are essentially a retail development consultant that helps developers connect the ground plane and the design of the landscape and the public realm with retail and all the other stuff that's on the ground, and kind of help balance retailers' need for space and advertising and all these other things with the need of the public realm to still be kind of owned by everyone. So, and I'll let Ashley introduce herself.
Hi, I'm Ashley Heller. Work with Aaron Ross over at A Place. I've been working on projects like this for the last just under 20 years, more or less. Worked on some projects like Darien Commons for a little bit. Projects up in Assembly Row, Rose, doing placemaking, architectural interventions, art direction. So it's been fun.
I'm Samantha Ball. I'm from Art by Sam Ball. I grew up in Darien. I live here still. So my business is just me painting. I do a lot of live painting for brands. So you kind of buy the product, I customize it for you, and you get to take it home. I work with Love Shack, Roller Rabbit, Stony Clover. I work with ASHA, but I also work with brands like Walmart and Farmer's Dog. And I can kind of like move my creative ideas around with different brands, which is really fun. I have experience painting outdoor murals. I have 4 in the city. One of them is outside on the exterior of a building in the West Village, and one of them is in Rockefeller Center. So super fun and excited to be included in this.
Great. Okay, guys, and I know our purview today is the storefronts, and I'm gonna just, you guys know this project really well, so I do want to talk for just a minute about the big ideas that are driving the very specific things we're going to look at today. When we came on, when David brought us on board, a lot of really amazing things were already happening. One of the things that we helped to do was sort of even craft even more the individual areas that make up the place, so that when you visit the Corbin district, when you're walking through, when you're driving through, the idea is always that there's these amazing different places that you're always discovering as you move through it, and all of those spaces talk not just to the brand, but like to the stuff in between the public realm, all the places where people can gather. And so when we talk about the facade treatments tonight, a lot of thought has gone into how each facade treatment really talks to what we're trying to accomplish with each of these areas. And we're really going to focus on three key areas. The gateway, we're calling the gateway off the post road, north is this way, sorry. The paseo is really important, but I'll show you in a minute. David's team, architectural team, did an amazing job. For a project with this many sides, there are not that many places that need to be covered up. So it's kind of amazing that we really had a relatively easy job to go through this process. But we have the gateway, we have the heart, which is, really the core of not just the Corbin district, but in a lot of ways, the whole area around downtown. And then we have the secret garden, where the heart is this very, vibrant gathering space. The secret garden is a little bit more of a discovery that you make, a little bit more lush, a little bit more closed off, but still an important way to kind of move through the project. And so those all have their own sort of unique characters, and we want the art and the other storefront, and when the retail storefront is expressing, we want those storefronts not to just sell the brand that they have to sell, but also to tie in with the architecture and the public realm. So go ahead and go to the next slide, please. And at a very high level, what are the sort of tools we use to do that? The first thing I will say on here, the one that's not on here, is the tenant brand itself. And we, obviously been going through some presentations tonight. I'm sure you've seen a few million of them in terms of how that works. So a lot about, how tenant storefronts, you know, are customized and things like that. And we really encourage that, actually. I mean, it's always a balance, and I mean, there's always going to be some back and forth, like with Rhone tonight, in terms of how do you create that balance. And but we think it's really important that tenants get to express their brands, and you'll see that in here a little bit. But we've also got some other things that are more how do I say this, like that more talk more broadly to the place, that don't have to live in each individual brand. And so one of the things is just using this as an opportunity to bring more green stuff into the project. Art could be huge. We're going to get into that a lot tonight. And not only just, you know, art can be really done. I've seen art done really thoughtlessly on projects before. I think the approach that David has taken on this is very, very thoughtful and deliberate, and Sam's going to talk a little bit more about this as well, but I think each of the artists and the concepts that we're starting to develop are really trying to, you know, be rooted in Darien as much as possible. And then, you know, again, we also have the ability to do really fun storefront displays, and I mean, I'm a huge fan. David was saying something about we're not just going to do vinyls. We're a huge fan of, you know, three-dimensional things that create light and shadow and change over the course of the day. So those are always big opportunities in some of these spaces as well. So, while I'm presenting, you guys can stop me too if you want to ask questions. So kind of to get more specific about some of these areas. So, you know, we're gonna, like you said, we're gonna really focus on the gateway, the heart, and the secret garden. The gateway, it's funny because I have to admit I kind of glossed over that gateway originally, and you know, Lisa and Kate and David and Alyssa were saying, you know, actually, Aaron, a lot of people are going to walk through there, and we have these opportunities with these alcoves between the retail tenants to have these moments of almost sort of respite, but also, you know, a lot of people are going to be moving through here. A lot of people may be waiting for a friend or something. So there's a huge opportunity to create art in there. And then there's an opportunity for tenant expression in the right places that can bring that to life. But the idea is really movement, gateway experience, bringing people into the district. The heart doesn't need as much help from the retail facades because we have so much retail. We have so many retail facades. We have so much outdoor dining. There's going to be a lot of activity generated by that, but there are opportunities to sort of create these really highly layered, not even just art moments, but highly layered sort of textures that play off of the architecture, like the Tate facade, which we'll get into a little bit later, and that play off the patterns of that brand, but are neutral enough that they don't feel brandy and like they're selling you something. And then there are some other really special moments where we do have back of house, but that's where we can create really unique art that, you know, tells a story about the community. And then the secret garden is really more intimate, but we think could be more interactive as well. So I'm explaining them too much here because we have full pages on them. So let's keep going. Okay, so just a little bit of sort of housekeeping on how this works. Can you scoot up just a little more so everybody can see there you go. Okay, so the specific things we're talking about tonight are what we're doing, what we're calling these right now is district opportunity in red is basically where we're like, this is not a tenant space. This is about the district. This is about the community. This is about the art that we can put out there for everybody to enjoy. It's not owned by any particular tenant. And then the blue are the tenant opportunities. And again, like I said, it's a testament to David's team that, I mean, really, when you look at this is a crazy small amount of surface area that isn't activated for a project of this scale. So it's, you know, makes our job a lot easier. So some of the areas that we really think could be, you know, amazing for art, and we've started to think about some of the artists that should participate in this, but, you know, just sort of planting the seed here, the idea that you'd almost have we were calling it a triptych, but that's only two. We were calling it a diptych, I guess, because it's two instead of three, but this idea of, you know, some art Sandy Garnett potentially, or some other folks we're talking to create this, it wouldn't be this art exactly. We'd be working to create something unique that would make sense in that space, but it would, have a similar style to that. Sam's gonna talk a little bit more about this location in the heart and facing the lawn and the Millie's patio, and then the idea, one of the things we'll get into a little bit more, should actually be pointing here, not here. Because of the green lushness of the secret garden, we were like, it might be fun to have kind of a pop of color, something like that Brian Casper does in that zone. So we can keep going. One other thing, and this is just to clarify a point that you guys are at. Oh, okay, never mind. Wasn't the slide I was looking. That's all right. Can you go back actually? Just to clarify, there's a slide that I meant to leave in. So and just so you guys know, these are the three that are we're asking for approval on the concept tonight, and then the other ones are really just big ideas that we'll come back with more ideas later. So. Okay, so just to get a little bit nitty gritty in the weeds, so okay, we're looking at, let's go down a little bit. So we're basically looking, I don't know what direction that really is, plan north at the building B facade. So you have Hinoki's here, Millie's, and Millie's. Yeah, Hinoki is here, Millie's is here. Millie's is all of this. Mm-hmm. There's actually an egress door here, but they have this space and then they have this space. This space is back of house and it's blanked out, so it needs something there. Now, I will say, in the plan, one of the reasons we put the big tree in the planter where it is in front of the lawn is because it basically sits in front of that. So you don't get a full-on view, but when you're in this space and when you're in the Millie's patio, you get a really good view of this, and that's why it's so important. And Sam's going to talk about some of her ideas in a minute to have something that is fully covering this blanked out facade. And if we're still kind of looking this direction, this one is minor. I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time talking about it tonight, but basically there are some areas where a landscape buffer and a tree are good enough, and we don't want to attract too much attention to some of these spaces, like where we have a big vent. So that's what we're doing in that location. And Sam, I'm going to let you talk a little bit about some of your initial ideas for the space facing the heart. So.
Yes, so these are two of my initial sketches. They're obviously like extremely loose sketches. I have so many different ideas, so these are just the two that I started with. As we kind of move along and choose what we're gonna do, they'll become a lot more detailed. But since it's next to Millie's, we've kind of tried to play into like similar vibes, but something that is also like Darien inspired. It can kind of be a scene it's like interchangeable where it might be. So this was the first idea, which is just a water scene. We've got some land back here, some houses, flagpole, hydrangeas, boats. And then I also just popped in like a lighthouse or a plane with a banner. We can like have it say certain things. And then this is a super loose sketch, but this is more of like a map style mural. So like lots of blues and greens. I have like Town Hall, Tilly Pond, a park, Corbin District, like staples for the town, the high school, Weed Beach. So those are two very loose mural ideas that kind of tie into fun vibes. It'll be like a cool spot to be in front of, or or like a little photo opportunity, but something that's very Darien, but also can be like interchangeable and more general. So these were just my first two ideas, but luckily I can kind of like switch styles, and I'm totally open to notes and different concepts as well, but this is just what I came up with first.
I'm gonna make a comment here, is that okay? I jump in? This is great. One thought on this, because of the architectural of the structure, it calls, in my opinion, I love the mural, but I would think maybe it could be in a different place. And I would suggest that my thinking there was, because of the architecture in this roof there, it almost calls for more of an interactive place, a moment to stay there. So I kind of wonder, versus like, why didn't something more dimensional in this location, something could be touched and paused and played with it to to refocus that, or is that deliberate that you just chose to put a painting here because it's an entryway, it looks like it's an entryway
Yeah, it's
versus like something more structural,
it's
because the overhang, yeah.
Yeah, it does, and there's a balcony there. It's back of house, so yeah, there's some tension there because I think so. This is an egress door, and then this is Millie's back of house door. One thing we've even actually considered, and I like your idea. I don't think there's anything inherently wrong with people walking back there. There's no reason not to. Like, people are going to be moving back through here and in front of. Like, toy boxes here, right, and Millie's patio is here. So I think if there was texture to it, that could be cool. The other thing that we talked about, and we've gone back and forth on a little bit. Right now, these are inset within the mullion pattern, and so you get a very much, it kind of looks like it's in a rigid frame.
Yeah.
We've talked about going over the whole. You still have to have a door, but we can disguise that.
Totally do that. Because then it's about the mural.
Yeah, right now it's a little bit in jail,
Right now
right?
it's like, what's going on? Is that a screen? Is it gonna say something?
It takes away from the mural.
I think
having
you
it
could
carved
do
up like
the
that.
vinyl, do the monolithic vinyl, I think, like, what? Fabulous.
I don't think Samantha should have shopped up like that.
No, it detracts from the essence of the mural.
Yeah.
I agree.
I'd cover it all up.
Can you do
Well,
a
if
3D
you-
mural?
No,
Maybe we'll get a little bit of relief to it. I don't know. No,
but if
these
you
are
did,
great
the
copies.
3M vinyl that goes over, the stuff you wrap buses in.
Yeah.
You print the mural on that, you have a good installer.
But your focus is definitely there architecturally. Your eye, people want to go, even though it's back of house, unfortunately, they've made this beautiful piece. So your eye's gonna, you're gonna want to go there, you're gonna want to focus there, so it's important, and people are gonna stop there.
David,
So it's a question of interaction.
It's an Instagram
And
wall.
by the way, this is a thought for you, this might make your job harder, but you ever thought about murals, or in general in this place, kids run free here, ever thought about situations where kids can have like almost a puzzle to do, like compare this, see this, like, I don't know, touch
Or like
this.
a Where's Waldo?
Kind of, or like there's like cool, like there's one you have little people all over the place, and kids could go there and stop and touch them and feel them, and it just can occupy them. Like I don't know if the murals are ever challenged, like what's old Darien, I don't know, I'm not the artist, but like there's opportunity for people to go and really study these and play with them, and it could really occupy the mind and create a fun game, while at the same time a beauty and just an enjoyment of art. That was my thought.
I like it.
So one of the questions
How
I
many sailboats are there?
Yeah, there's
How far away is that bench from the actual back of
It's like 7 feet.
7 feet?
It's a little squished in the rendering, but it's 7
That's
feet.
pretty decent.
Yeah, there's enough room.
That people will be walking.
Oh yeah, 100%. I mean, it had to be wide enough to basically get people and carts and other things back there. So yeah, I'm kind of a believer that it's like you don't, like the more you like try to close those spaces off, the weirder they get, and the and the more people will want to go back there. So I think, I think there's nothing inherently from a plan standpoint. I mean, that door's gonna be locked, right? I think the key on what we're talking about, it makes a lot of sense. We just have to make sure we make that door, disguise that door pretty well.
Yeah.
So that people are.
Because you've got the door closer on the outside, is that on top, is that,
Oh, I don't know if the door closer would be on the outside now.
because that looks like it
I don't think, I think
Is
that's.
that just?
That might be.
That's just
Door.
But no
There's a
closer.
door, but the
Rendering license.
the raised
Yeah, I
paneling
think.
isn't needed, it's mostly to hide joints between.
Yeah, I think we can disguise it
I'm,
pretty well.
AZAC, but
Maybe
we
it's
can
not.
figure it out. It
Is
can
it
be low
emergency light?
profile.
Is that an emergency light over the door? Not a closer.
Oh, then, yeah, like what is it? I see what I'm looking at.
There's something in the Byfield model there, but I can find out what it is.
If that's like an egress door or
It's a
something,
cool-
it's requirement, that's not gonna be there.
Yeah, so if it's.
It is an egress door.
But we're not approving this one now, this is just concept.
Correct.
right?
Yeah,
It's just
this
floating
one's
around.
We're here to
concept.
hear
Yes,
your,
okay.
just to be clear, we're here to like give you the big picture,
Okay.
hear your ideas, and then we're
Yeah,
gonna
yeah,
kind of
this is great. This is
put
what
it back
we need to
into
be
our.
doing.
Okay,
So-
my big picture is stuff with the kids, interactive.
Coming,
They're gonna
I-
run through, this is so many opportunities to say, kids, go free for the next 30 minutes.
100%.
And know you're
It's
safe
safe.
and occupied, it's just really cool art. You can do So many cool things, but not where's Walter, by the
Well,
way.
this
Don't-
is- I mean, this is-
Got that at all, don't worry.
This is the
That was
kid
a
zone.
misspeak.
Cause this is the area.
Don't say that, don't say that.
This is the area in the plan where, I mean, well, sometimes in the year, 4 sides are no cars. But most of the time, you have a whole area where there's nowhere for the, kids are contained, so it's a perfect area for
Yeah.
kids to run.
I have a question, I guess, kind of related. I mean, the bench is already planned for. The bench and the planter and the tree, that's set in the design right now, or is that?
Yeah, that's set.
Part of, okay. And the bench extends.
Yeah, and it makes
in front of.
Yeah, we can
where
go back to
that
the
artwork
plan
is.
and look at it too if you want. But
Because in terms of a viewing opportunity or this interactive opportunity, is there, I mean, you're dealing with the facade, but I mean, this concept is really making its way into the landscape as well. I mean, are there
Well, look where it
other
is.
opportunities for three-dimensional objects
So,
as well? I mean, is that part of what your purview is? Is that part of, we're talking art in general, and, as far as what this presentation is, there's, at least in my mind, there's other opportunities that extend out from the facades.
this one was, no, that's
But
true.
also, I'm sorry, just to go back though, I'm looking at the plan, so there's the tree, so point where that image that we were just looking at is being taken, it's that red right there, right?
Yeah, you're standing about right here, looking
Okay,
at
so
that.
that curved bench, I'm just not understanding where it says the heart,
looks like
but it
it's
looks like
probably
a
under the tree.
planted area there.
It is, it's a raised plan and then the lawn is there, and then there's a,
That's a lawn.
That's a lawn,
That's
because it didn't look like that in the image.
in the render.
Yeah.
Looks like it's paved.
Yeah.
well, you can go back to the, yeah, you're like right up on, the lawn is here, right?
It's just something seems incongruous with that. I mean, I'm getting into the weeds here though.
No, it's,
So,
yeah.
I guess so, yeah, how, is this meant to be interacted, like to Liz's point, or is it backdrop? And I think some will be more engaging than others, where you were saying some, you wanna just sort of fade back a little bit.
No.
We're just talking concepts.
Yeah, no,
We're not, like, getting into
Right, like the
approval.
gateway,
You're right.
you can't interact in the gateway, right, cause you don't wanna build up too much traffic there, right? You need
Right.
flow,
Yeah.
versus here, you can pause.
Well, the key thing I would say is, again, the whole idea of art is that this will change over time.
Fine.
So, again, we're just trying to give you some ideas, show
Yeah.
you the locations, get on the same page with regard to the concept. New ideas like something that's interactive. I mean, maybe the first iteration will be art by Sam Ball. Maybe we'll come up with a cool idea for an interactive sculpture.
I mean, art can be interactive just looking
No,
at it, it
totally.
doesn't, it's like, remember those 3D paintings that people would stare at for hours
Yeah.
until they broke through them? And the guy in Seinfeld went nuts trying to look at it. So, again, don't literally take that, I'm just saying art can be
Like you
interactive.
said, it can be changed seasonal,
It
so
will change.
Yeah,
I mean,
summertime
that's
you
the
get
whole
more
idea.
interactive and wintertime or fall.
Yeah.
you can-
Dave, I think, are you sort of talking about more like whimsical, three-dimensional objects that may be climbing opportunities for kids and
I don't think we'll do that.
because of
Honestly, for liability
insurance?
reasons.
Yeah.
I mean, like, just to give you a concrete example, the little tables outside of Gopher Ice Cream, you would not get over how many kids jump on those tables and scare the heck out of us. I mean, people, not everyone, probably no one in this room, but some parents don't really keep much of an eye on their kids, and it's a little scary. So we don't want this to be free babysitting by Baywater, like go drop your kids off, your 4-year-old and let them run wild. But we understand the spirit with what you're saying, we definitely.
I didn't mean to derail us, just Hervé had looked at the
Yeah.
beginning, we thought the architecture was so strong here, we wondered if that had played into the thought process of what you were displaying here with though, right?
Yeah,
That
let's
was
take it
just a
back.
comment, we can keep it flowing.
Keep it flowing. Let's take it back into.
Yeah, keep going, yes, keep going with your presentation.
No, that's good. I like the dialogue, it's good. It's gonna give us ideas to keep rolling. I'm not gonna spend much time on this one unless you guys want to. I mean, the idea here is just you don't wanna overwhelm everybody with too many patterns, too much art. There are certain areas where we couldn't put anything on the building because of the big vent, so it's set back, we're gonna landscape the heck out of it, put a tree in front of it, and
That's a garage, underground garage.
yeah, it's a vent, so.
And it's
Well,
set
there would
back by several feet, not inches,
Yeah.
so it's
Oh,
pretty
yeah,
back
it's like,
there.
it's way back, yeah.
Will that be noisy or will that be like air being blown out? Like will the plants move or?
It should be okay, the tree, yeah, I mean, it's,
That's intake and it's pretty low
Yeah,
volume, I
it's-
think it
it's a big
picks
vent.
up if there's a CO issue in the basement, normally it's pretty low.
Yeah, it's not blowing out.
Yeah.
That's
No,
my
it's
point.
an
like if the
intake.
plants
It's
don't
not
make
exhaust, yeah,
It's an
it's
intake.
It's
great.
meant to recreate the Maryland Monroe moment.
Yeah.
Someone's on the way to get it.
that's right, it kind of pushes you to the other side of the screen, chop it, I really like it.
Right, you keep going, we got it.
Alright guys, okay, so.
This is an important one.
Yeah, this is a really important one. We are asking for approval for the concept on the tate piece. And I mean this, if you're gonna throw it in too. But the idea on this, we actually started out, I started showing David like lots and lots and lots of green walls. And you know, he's like one of the most creative developers I know, but he's still a developer, and developers like are scared of green walls, so we had to like pare it down a little bit.
Keep
So.
in mind, these walls are above an underground parking garage, so we don't have soil, like there's no
Yeah.
soil below, there's 2 feet of soil, but
Right.
there's no irrigation and all that just creates
We-
That was my
waterproofing
first
risk.
question.
We want, well, so we have quite a bit of, so just not to go back, but one of the reasons, for instance, that tree is raised is because any of the places we want a tree, and trees, I don't wanna get on my tree soapbox, but trees are critically important on these projects, because you see so many people do these projects, and they don't do trees on garages, and we're in really good shape on this project, I think the way that we've developed the tree canopy, but those raised things anything that's raised, and even in this area, we've had to raise the planters a little bit just to get enough soil depth for the plants. This is a good opportunity, and it's a little difficult. I wish I should have brought a 3D model. This sits back a little bit from the tate facade.
Okay.
And then the toy box facade basically is coming out at you like this, it's facing that way.
Aaron, can I just point out, that tate facade looks across the courtyard to Hinoki.
Yeah. So our idea here, this is one of the few moments where it really does make sense to have a green wall. It's a trellis with green on it. It gets a lot of sun. That's one of the reasons we're able to do it. And then we can come back to that if you want to, but it's set back. It's gonna be a nice little green corner that it's kind of this. You were talking about places to celebrate versus to ignore. This is one that kind of gets pushed back and you ignore it. This one has been really tough, and it actually does turn this corner a little bit. There's a bathroom inside in the tate space that's pushed up pretty close to the back of the storefront, and yet this, if you think about where this sits within the lawn and that heart of the space, that's a really critical place to not have just dead space, or to me again, I don't think you just want a good old vinyl there. So one of the things we've been doing is working with tate, thinking about patterns, some way to create, like I'm a big fan of, instead of just putting a vinyl on, if you can get frosted glass or fruited glass and then get patterns behind it and be able to backlight it, you can start to create depth and shadow and patterns and change over the course of the night and day that make it really, it can be subtle, but it's really interesting, and it looks three-dimensional and it looks intentional. And so we've been playing with the idea of, and it's this is the pattern that I think that, yeah, Tate's good with it, yeah. So Tate's for this pattern. She uses a lot of heavy patterns in the interior of their stores. This is an example of what it could look like. Well, this was before we kind of did the renderings, if you go to the next page. So this is I've got a couple renderings of it, but this is basically what it'll look like. What it is it's the glass. It's got a light frit on it, which means it's slightly opaque, but you can still see through it a little bit. That pattern sits, I'm gonna have to make this, it sits a couple inches behind the glass, and then a couple, you probably know better than I do at this point, like 10-inch cavity. So then another 8 inches behind that, you have the drywall, and then it'll be lit with LED strips, hidden lights in channels, so that you get a nice wash across it. So that will be here, and it'll actually wrap that corner. If you go to the next slide too, that'll be kind of the effect you get, and you're gonna get a little bit of the reflection bounce back off of that.
And the glass is somewhat frosted, or?
Yeah.
They're tinted, I guess frosted is probably the wrong word, right?
It's fritted, which is,
Fritted,
it's
thank
like
you.
really little dots. I mean, you don't notice the dots unless you're like, you know, right up on top of it.
But you said the bathroom was back there?
But there's a wall still, so
There's
you
a
wouldn't
wall.
see through like this.
Yeah, there's
Okay,
dry.
but it looks like you're seeing through, or are you seeing a reflection
you're just seeing a
of
reflection.
outside pendants?
Yeah, you're seeing a reflection, but you won't see through. You.
No,
Everything-
I know, no, it looks like you are seeing through.
In the
Right.
And the reflection in the rendering looks like reflections of pendants, and I don't know where they're hanging from, so
I
that's
think
what's
I
making
think
me
it's just
question.
a trick of the rendering, but if you go back to the other one, I mean that's probably closer
Okay,
to
yeah.
what you'll see.
So the
less
lighting,
dynamic.
sorry to interject, the lighting is very important because that is part of the vision for this downtown, is that there is always like a glow and things.
Yep.
So I'm sure there is some hours for the lighting, but that's almost like a little lantern. It becomes a corner lantern.
Yep,
which is
that's
really
absolutely what it
Very
is.
subtle.
Really touch, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, and
Wish we had-
it'll.
Wish we had that in some other places.
It's pretty, can you get into cleaning it from the inside?
No.
Really, no, we're gonna have an access panel to be able to like
Change
change
the
light
light.
bulbs, but, and maybe stick like a extended vacuum.
That's generally what I'm saying how to
Down to
do.
get dust out.
And I mean,
Yeah.
it's sealed, so it's not gonna. I mean, you're not
It's not
gonna.
gonna
It's not gonna get very dirty. I mean, by the time it gets dirty, it might be time to change. You know, change it out anyways. From a concept standpoint.
Okay, well, so let's keep moving. So this is the concept. It's a trellis, green wall on one side, and there's treated glass on the inside with the pattern inset,
Yep.
frosted with light.
What's
The
the
materials
plant?
of glass, great, okay.
What's the plant on the green wall?
Don't know yet.
It'd be great
Do you?
to make
What do you?
this-
What kind of vibes do you
I mean,
want?
it's something that we don't wanna look at brown in the wintertime. That's the downside of living in the northeast.
I mean, I would do Boston if I had my way, but I don't know if that's allowed in the.
Oh, Boston ivy.
I mean, it's gonna cause less damage than English ivy would,
Yeah.
which is,
To the-
when you're saying ivy.
Well,
you'd
it's
be
gonna be on the
protection.
screen, it's not gonna be on the.
It'll be on a trellis. It'll be on a wood trellis system off the.
Does it?
English
Does it
ivy
do
is
that?
normally.
I'm not an English IB fan. I don't know.
No,
I was
well,
gonna
mean,
go
it's
Boston.
also really invasive, but,
Yeah, well, I will, and it's, well, to that point, I will say it is in a, it's pretty, you know, it's in jail back there.
okay,
There's no way for it to get
yeah,
anywhere.
I mean, I just
But
would be probably more concerned about the, like, your fascia.
I'm a big fan of Boston for the reasons that you just mentioned.
Yeah.
Just because if you need to pull it
To
off,
pull it off,
it's-
you just pull it off.
it's a little easier.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
pretty popular for green walls in the northeast.
I like Boston.
Well,
There's
it
actually-
doesn't-
There's called
Because it doesn't
for-
turn brown.
Yeah.
One last question about the light. Is it changing? Is it just a solid color, or will the LED strip have the opportunity to like change light colors when you play with that, or just keep it?
You
monotone?
can. Honestly, we
So
were.
David gave the shape.
We were gonna we were gonna make it.
Sounds cheesy.
Well, it is.
Is it gonna be warm or chilly?
Warm.
It'll be a warm light, and it'll be. I think the main thing, at least in the detail we have right now, the light levels will be adjustable. So if you want to turn it way down, you can. But
When you explore that screen, can you be as committed to making it depth very deep, like the image that's on
yeah, we can make
this
it.
page? Is there a way to make the frit or the inner lining reflective so that you actually are, so you're fooling the eye? I mean, I don't
Yeah.
wanna play with mirrors, but.
No, that's right. I mean, there's two keys to that. One is that you get the screen back as far as you can in the cavity.
Yeah.
So, I mean, probably 7 inches is as much as we can get, because then you need the light sits in a channel that has to go all the way around, and so.
No, I understand. I think the success of that image is the most depth that you can possibly get.
100%.
So
And then,
as much as you can push that is really
But
what
also
we're
not
looking
too
at.
close to the sheetrock, cause then
Right,
it's also
'cause
gonna be
then-
flat.
Exactly,
Yeah.
so,
You don't
but
have enough.
that image, this image right here on the end, that's
that's the goal.
the sexy image.
Yeah.
That we really wanna get to.
Is the pattern, is that on it's just applied, or is it like
No, it's
3D or?
Yeah, it's a printed, it's a laser printed
Sheet like,
Metal sheet.
so it's cut out, okay.
Yeah, so what's successful is the light is on both sides in that.
Yeah.
So you get light behind and light as a wash.
Yeah, it's a
So
big
that's-
pool.
that's-
Wow.
Really
Some
quick, the other
shadows.
thing about that, I think we have to hit the right fret level, cause you wanna be able to see through, but not too well, so
Yeah.
that's the
gonna be
key.
trick.
Yep.
Also, if that's like, if those are cutouts, what is the color of the wall behind it? Is it gonna be white, so like?
It's
what
white.
was- Okay.
Yeah. Unless David has another favorite color.
Okay, so it sounds like this one's good. The favorable support of this with some ideas, right, we just discussed, okay.
Okay, we're moving over to the gateway, to building C, not the Paseo, but the other opening off Post Road. These are where I was talking about sort of the idea of, they don't have to match, but I think the idea was that these are both opportunities for other art panels. They're set back, I wanna say like 3 feet. And so they're actually a great little place for a little bench and some planters as well as the art. But so those two are the public, those are the sort of the art moments. And then Honoki has a wine cooler. I wish we could just look into their wine cooler, but we can't. We asked.
We tried.
And they probably don't keep it neat and clean enough that you wanna, I don't know, maybe they do.
Okay.
But we came up with it, we'll get to it in a minute, but we were like, what could be a really cool, almost art moment that is tied to the building? It's sort of a playful take on the wine cooler back there that sits behind the glass, because we also have a little bit of room to play with. And so that's kind of that facade. We'll hit the art first. If you go to we actually have 2 versions of this, and I'm not gonna spend it, well, I'll let David tell me how much time to spend on it, because we have some versions with Sandy Garnett and with
Those are both Sandy Garnett. So he grew up in town at Hindley School. The mural in the cafeteria was done by Sandy Garnett, and the mural on the side of O'Neill's Pub in South Norwalk was done by Sandy Garnett. His dad, Alex Garnett, is kind of out and about a lot. You might have met him. But these were just, again, ideas, placeholders for something to come.
something I was thinking about, because I was looking at a lot of his work, and he uses like perspective a lot, and I thought it would actually be cool if in these spaces we had like, this isn't exactly right, but you know what I mean, like there's almost a trompe l'oeil effect of like depth of space.
See what's beyond,
Yeah, and so that's an idea that we could develop with him in terms of like it sort of plays with your perspective a little bit again, but also just apart from the art piece. I mean, there's just, I know we're not talking about public furniture and planters and things in this presentation, but this is an example of where belt and suspenders, if you have all these elements together, it starts to create these really cool little pockets that I think in some projects are kind of like annoying eyesores that don't get, nothing gets done with them. I think we're finding a way to use them in a really cool way, particularly because people are going to be leaving the parking garage and walking around there and waiting for people. So Sandy's stuff is one idea for that.
Actually, can you pause for 1 second?
Yeah.
Just to highlight.
Yeah.
And Kate and Lisa, correct me if I'm wrong, but this is the back of the house window for.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah.
That also is.
Which we
And that would be part of your art program as well?
Yeah, or that may be one where we collaborate with Rhone
Yeah.
without a Nike ad. I like that idea. They have some other ideas and thoughts, and again, we'll come back to you on it.
Some green marble,
It'd
maybe.
be great if they related to one another.
Yeah.
The 3?
What you do to cover the back of the house, Rhone, and the art wall that you're
You
thinking
think?
about in some, even if it's very suggestive,
Mhm.
that they're not,
Competing.
yeah.
We kind of thought that the
Yeah,
diptych, we kind of slipped to the diptych. The diptych would be kind of standalone. Hinoki would be reflective of what's going on behind that wall, literally. And this one could be a Rhone-like thing, but again, more. But again, we can come back and talk
I
about
like the
that.
greenery here. I like the fact that you're breaking up with pots. I think that's one thing that Federal Realty did really well, is their planters and pots and keeping them alive and keeping them green,
Yes.
but also breaking up those really long lines with them. So I think that's great. I like any additional placemaking in moments to sit. I'm out of it, but for moms who have strollers and are not gonna wanna sit where there's a bunch of like, this could probably be a relatively quiet moment.
Yeah.
With a stroller, so any additional placemaking that we can jam in, I think will make it more successful and people will want to linger.
Yeah.
I would also suggest the bench could be a piece of sculpture itself.
Yes.
You know,
That you can
it
sit
could
on.
be- that you can- Yes, that's what I'm saying.
As long as you can sit on it.
I'm thinking, there's an artist named Mateus Fleeceling. I'll see if I can get his name for you.
Just play it while we watch this.
Andrea
Just throw that.
Bonfi has, been very persistent in her pursuit of us to talk about sculpture. So I mean, we have like a long list of.
Everybody's wants it.
Yeah.
Well, but that's.
We opened the door.
But that's
and it's
also,
like-
David, that's good for the long-term project, because I think the idea, like David said, is that over the years, you're gonna be able to rotate lots of really cool stuff through here.
Yeah, I mean, there's a bigger story to tell, perhaps even an art program that's changeable.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yep.
I did that up in Buffalo once, and it's really, really cool. It's a similar setup like this, and it's all the local artists want to be part of it.
Mhm.
I mean, there's-
And if you know, I think seasonality is always a huge part of the success of places like the Corbin district too, and it's like, obviously there's gonna be other holiday stuff and all these, there's a changing of the seasons. But I think it's also, if you could establish that program with everybody knows that new art happens in the fall and the spring, and it's just another reason to bring people out, so.
So for time's sake, we gotta keep moving. You're with a
Can we-
group of people that can brainstorm all day.
Can we focus
Me
on
too,
Hinoki?
sorry.
Can we drill down into Hinoki?
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But is Hinoki one of your approvals?
That's one that we'd like to
Oh, you
approve.
didn't say that. They said,
Hinoki,
Okay.
Tate,
okay,
and
got it. Yeah,
Corsica.
so let's draw that down,
Can
please.
you go back a couple, I wanna show another image first, just to make it, it's the one with the picture of the bottles on the right, you'll see it in a minute. There you go. So, in a nutshell, our idea is essentially to use the ends of bottles, like wine bottles, to create a wall. They're gonna be basically, it's gonna be a rigid wall, I mean, they're essentially chopped, right? They're like this, they're like that.
Cut the bottom 2 inches off.
They create a wall, has a lighting effect, it's set, same drill as Tate, but with wine bottles. So if you get, and then you go forward, obviously it's kind of interesting during the day, and then at night,
Yeah, it's awesome.
it becomes really cool.
That's a go.
That's perfect, alright.
Alright. Yeah. I won't dwell on these, but we played around, there's other local artists, and this is actually talking maybe about a rotation, right? Like, for a year or two you could have the Sandy stuff, and then you could have.
Well, it's like Wynwood, down
Right,
in
that's-
Yeah.
Miami.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
Our own
Okay.
art walls.
Yeah.
This is the last one where we're looking for sort of approval on the concept. So, and this one's been,
This has been a struggle.
This has been.
The struggle is real.
This one I'm feeling good about.
Secret garden.
They have a lot of really good precedents. I think the challenge with Corsica has been, can you make your cool precedents fit in this project? And not just warehouses in Denver. So
This is the secret garden, right?
yeah, this is the secret garden.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
it's-
so
And it's one wall, one.
If you're facing,
Yeah.
if you're, here's
Oh, yeah,
the,
the back of, yeah.
so here's the, here's Penny Lane.
Right.
Their outdoor seating is basically along Penny Lane, I think a row of seats here.
Okay.
The kitchen is in this back quadrant, this back
Yeah.
area. And so
And you don't, yeah.
they wanted to just have us brick the wall, get rid of the storefront glass that we bought, brick the wall, and then do something like they did in the Rhone district of Denver, which is an old industrial area. That's that picture in the middle, second from the left. That's actually that's their restaurant. It
Yeah,
is a
and it's
super,
cool. It's
it's
really
a
cool.
super cool place.
Yeah,
but
it's
the
awesome.
initial images just didn't feel appropriate.
It felt
forced.
artificial,
Yeah, it felt
and
forced.
one of the things we did notice though that we really liked is, they have a lot of this sort of, Carlos Scarpa kind of mid-century stuff with, in some of their stuff with like the glass tiles and a lot of that stuff, and we're like, glass tiles and those patterns we can work with, and so if you go to the next one. So this is a night shot, and it's a little gloomy. I wish the shot was a little better. There should be people sitting here and stuff like this. But the idea is to have this light block with patterns. Well, they could be patterns or it could not be, it's the same thing, it's backlit, and then I just became obsessed with this horse that they have in all of their stuff. And I was like, we have to have the horse backlit, and maybe there'll be more than one horse. But if you go back for a minute, so you'll see just the faint outline of the horse.
That's something in
That's
the
cool.
elevations.
Um,
I like that.
That's really cool.
That's fun. That's a little
That's
like
so
a little
fun.
Easter egg.
And only something you'll see at night.
Yeah, and during the day, if you go to the next slide, during the day, so we keep the mullions, because that was one of the things it was like, this is a big span, honestly, and the temptation at first is like, put a bunch of crap on it, and it's like, we're like, no, let's back it out. There's gonna be dining, there's gonna be planters, there's gonna be stuff along here, so go with the mullions, go with the glass block up to, this line, and then this is actually like an inset tile, like a square tile. So it gives you a pop of color. It's red, like their brand is red. So it's going to pick up on their signage and stuff on the other side. But it's a relatively minimal approach, but that's.
I like
There
that.
would-
I like
there
that.
would
And I like that little
Lights in
hidden
the
horse.
kitchen
that-
anyway, even during the day, you may see some.
You
lights
might.
at the
We
top.
were. That's funny because we've been talking about. There's going to be a wall that goes down back here, but from the clear story might be lit. Like you'll see kitchen light in there, I think. So
It's not as bad.
That actually
Yeah.
is kind of cool too.
yeah. Well, yeah, it makes it feel real. It's like if there's a little bit of variation, it doesn't feel so fake, right? So.
I think that's a great idea.
Last one, and admittedly, this is the one that's probably the lead. There's a reason it's at the end of the presentation. It's probably the one that still needs the most work, but it's Barry's space, and one of the things we did. I'm not sure if I get in trouble for saying this.
When
too,
we
but-
forced them to put the entrance on Corbin Drive.
Well, which was the right move, because Corbin Drive needs, needs
Energy.
frontage on both sides, and it needs life.
So
And-
is this an approval?
No.
No, this is not an approval. We're done with the approvals.
Okay.
And we're about to close.
I promise, yeah. Sorry.
Make sure we're not.
Aaron flew from Kansas City, so.
Oh, you're missing the
We just
game
wanted to
tonight,
give you-
man.
I know,
You
like,
should be
my
there.
son is like, seriously, dude?
Yeah.
I wasn't going though, the tickets were a little steep.
Yeah.
So, okay, really quick. So this is a blank facade at Barry's. It was the price of pushing their door to the Corbin Drive sign. It was worth it. And we also have a,
Well, it was gonna happen on this side or on Corbin
yeah,
Drive.
and we decided
So
we
Corbin
could
Drive's
manage
gonna
it.
be like retail display on one side, front door in the center, the check-in on the other side, so you'll have people and displays.
Yeah.
So it'll look like a retail store.
And in the plan for the Secret Garden, we actually have a spot for like a little retail kiosk, and so there's stuff that can sit out in the space that's gonna sort of take the pressure off that wall anyway. But the thing that we're working on right now in development is this idea of, we didn't want it to be like a Barry's advertisement, but we wanted it to be about fitness and movement and motion, and so we're starting to explore. This would be a three-dimensional idea where you'd have, guys scaling the wall, or it could be more of, human figures. If you go to the next one.
Greek athletes?
What's that?
Greek?
Yeah,
like
it could be
ancient
like,
Greek
yeah, it
athletes?
could be, yeah. So, well, and we were thinking about working.
Some minor adjustment for
Yeah.
the young population.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Exactly. But potentially working with Brian Casper because of some of the way he layers things. I became a little too obsessed with these like human alphabet things, but I don't know that we're gonna go there yet. But anyway, that's kind of where we're headed on this, and I think it's not, we don't have it right yet, but I think it's the right direction to be able to give somebody like Brian to flesh
Is there
things
a
out.
seating plan, is there a captured audience at that location?
Yeah, well, that's like one of our best public areas.
Okay.
That-
Do you have the
the
plan?
answer is yes.
I mean, you
further
can,
on
if you
there?
go back.
Just curious.
Just go back
Oh.
go back to, well,
Yeah, we don't
you
have
can't,
it. It's in there
no,
as
you
well.
can't really see it, but
We don't,
this,
if you could,
this area
yeah,
is
we get
basically
you a plan.
public plaza. There's
Yeah.
some seating for Corsica here,
Yeah.
Chopped is here, this is all open.
But it's all
But-
almost all open seating, like, and that's one of
Is
the
it
reasons.
not gonna be planted?
Yeah.
Is it not gonna be planted then? Because I
You don't
thought-
have planting.
There's a lot of, there's like plant blobs, it's hard to describe without the plan, which we should have in here, but there's basically.
It would be great to see it in
Sure.
context, yeah.
There's basically planters, the same thing is happening here as other places where we have, some of the areas we have to hop up because we need to be above the garage and get the root zone. So there's some built-in planters and then areas for like bistro seating and lounge furniture.
And there's like a heavenly area for us that begins about here where the garage ends.
And we get
Soil.
big trees.
Soil.
Lots of soil. It's like the
Could it
best
be
part.
soil?
I got so excited when they said, "Oh, the garage doesn't stretch the whole way," and I was like, "All right." So, tell him the landscape architect sometimes, but that's it, guys. I think that's some of those obviously, you know, were a little more baked than others, but we wanted to give you guys an idea of where we are and where we're going, and
I
look
love
forward
the
to
3D, man, on the last one, my personal preference, like, I go back to
I
kids
know,
and
it's-
family, like, you can
yeah.
touch that, play with them, look at different angles,
It's
that's like.
behind glass.
No,
Isn't it?
not at Barry's. No,
Oh, it
no,
isn't?
it's in front of glass.
Because there was one, yeah, they seem to like pop out like men, like
No,
tons
they
of
would
men on
be-
the
Oh, I thought
walls,
that
you
was
could
behind
physically
glass.
No,
touch.
that's not. That's
Okay,
yeah.
you got me.
I mean,
You got you.
Are those the guys that are in Dos Caminos in the city?
Looks like a nice
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's amazing, it's a great idea.
Yeah.
But to Jamie's point, like if the kids saw all these poses and stuff, they could be trying them, the kids would be
Oh, they
doing
totally
them,
will.
replicate, like it's just,
Yep.
We could do like jujitsu, karate pose.
I was thinking of like
Yoga
Egyptian
yoga
like,
poses.
hieroglyphs and all that. Yeah.
We could do yoga poses.
very cool. Alright, so you got favorable reports, Tate, Hinoki, Corsica, those are great, you guys, it's really cool.
Really great.
Cool.
Really cool.
We'll keep
Thank you so
keep
much.
working.
Thank you.
Thanks for
Love
staying
it.
late for us.
Thank
I
you.
think
Sorry
that
we kept you.
You should maybe give their card, Dave, to some of your fellow developers in town, like,
Yes. We just like
Darien. So if you have a card, leave it with Dave or Hervé, actually, if you're
There
with
you
Hervé,
go.
next
There
time any other developers come in the office.
I can't think of
Oh,
anyone.
Aaron? 1-800 Aaron?
You won't want to inflict that from the room. I was gonna say. I don't know.
Thanks, y'all. Thanks,
Alright.
Thank you guys.
It is 9:47, I'm not gonna even take a vote for any other business. I will ask, our minutes approved for April, all approved for April May minutes, all approved?
Yes.
Anyone unapproved? Alright, so those are approved, signed, you can put those into record here, Ray. And then it is 9:48 PM, I'm having called for adjournment of the meeting. Channel 79, can you take us off air? Thank you so much, sir.